Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live with just one more day until the U.S. election coming up tomorrow. We have North American stock futures back in positive territory this morning in a decent way as well, coming off the worst weekly performance for U.S. equities since March, right across the board. The S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ all set to open higher. Concerns still surrounding spiking COVID-19 cases, kind of lingering in the background. We had UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson coming out over the weekend talking about national lockdown over in the UK set to start this morning. They had big time numbers right across the board in the UK and throughout Europe once again over the weekend when it comes to COVID-19 cases. So we'll keep an eye on that. Individually this morning, EV maker NIO shares leading the EV space higher once again. We had October delivery numbers. We'll talk about NIO. We'll talk about XPEV and Li Auto as well, out with their delivery numbers for October. That entire group kind of leading things to the upside so far. Social media stocks also worth having a look at once again. Twitter very active. A couple of upgrades for Twitter this morning. It's Monday, November 2nd, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see nicely positive right across the board here, 1+% for the most part. We'll shift over to Europe, see how things are shaping up so far throughout the European landscape. Yeah, nicely positive to start the new week. Let's go over to North America and check out North American markets. There we go. S&P and the Dow up a full percent. NASDAQ kind of lagging this morning. TSX futures here in Toronto pointing to a 0.7% gain. We have Brazil open trading lower. Bitcoin to the downside this morning. Crude's lower. Gold a little bit higher. Guys, good morning. It's Monday, brand new week. We have one more day, one more sleep until the U.S. election. I mean, it kind of feels like a little bit of a wait and see this morning, what's going to happen. I mean, not a lot of movement. We have, as I said, EV makers moving around after the delivery numbers for October were better than expected right across the board, worth mentioning. Tesla should be a little bit exciting, I would think.
Yeah, that entire space for sure. Obviously, the big news this week is going to be everything election. You saw crude down there. Possibly we'll see some moves in the energy space this week. So, you keep your ear to the ground for that. It was a refreshing weekend. The Halloween was lots of fun. But now it's time to sort of get right back at it. In addition to some of those EV names, I feel like some of those tech names are going to be in play today. I mean, we're back up only 1%, although just drifting to the downside in the market. So I think we'll be having some Twitter back on the radar there. Also going to be looking at a couple of things in deal space. Duncan deal does firm up there, so it's got a bit of a cash buyout at 106.50, exactly the same price that we're looking for. But election, Sean.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Greg was saying that don't drink the water today for this, but mine looks pretty good. I don't know, it looks pretty good. He's saying it looks a little bit milky. I know there was a water issue in this building on Thursday, Friday. But yeah, look, NIO's going to be going crazy. Tesla, the EV makers. Don't forget about Fisker today as well. I mean, it's a super exciting day. And look what's happening right now. The market looks like it wants to come down a little bit right now as we speak. So the NASDAQ giving up some of those gains. We will be looking to go short here. For everybody that bought on Friday, if you're nervous now, you're getting a bump a little bit. I did reload some Microsoft shares at 201. You're at 204 now. I'm not getting out. Just you are getting that bump that we thought we'd get. So let's just wait and see. I mean, it's going to be a slippery slope today. We'll look to get some shorts on besides EV, but we'll get short everything else, I think, Brendan.
All right, guys, going to be an interesting one. We have a brand new educational video. Let's have a look at that coming your way a little bit later on in the show. Yeah, a little bit of a fun topic this time. We're going to tell you all about our top 3 trading-related movies. Great topic, great movies in that list if you're looking for something to watch over the next few days. Worth mentioning, coming up tomorrow, we're going to have an election-related video. So our educational video all about how to trade around the election. So very topical. We did that one a week ago. So that's going to come your way tomorrow. Let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and happy Monday, everyone. I wish you a very productive trading week. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share the link with friends, and smash the like button. Take it away, Brandon.
All right, guys, yeah, let's jump right into things here. I want to show you the top 10 traders here at Day Trade the World, our great sponsor at Trader TV from Friday. Another great day here at Day Trade the World. You can see 5 figures pretty much top to bottom here for the top 10 traders. U.S. mostly throughout the top 3 at least, 24,000, 17, 15,000 for the top 3 there, all coming out of U.S. markets. Got to go all the way down to number 7 here to get into some European markets, 10,000. And so on. You get, oh, there's BOVESPA, Brazil, making an appearance, guys, on the top 10 list at number 8 with pink sheets and Johannesburg. Let's jump into what is moving around so far this morning. We have a lot to get through before the market opens, coming up at 9:30. If you're joining us for the first time, we do this every single day, guys. Between 9 a.m. and 9:30, we talk about all the stocks that are moving around in the pre-market with some sort of fresh catalyst. The first one, yeah, NIO coming out with their delivery numbers for October. Another blowout month for NIO. 5,055 total vehicles, representing slightly better than 100% increase on a year-over-year basis for October, guys. Grab the watch list, guys. You can see the breakdown of which vehicles were selling the best for them. But nice numbers once again here for NIO, guys.
To the moon goes NIO, man. I mean, Brendan, we've been talking about this stock for a long time. It seems like it. And then today, over 11 million shares. Look at the imbalance locator, 2.26 million. You have XPEV, you have Li Auto. They're all on our list today, and they're all great. I mean, they all came out with, I guess this is what they do. They just going to report on the first of the month. It happens to be today on a Monday. Obviously, it's the second, but NIO's up here, and there's XPEV. So let's just look at this. So obviously, the market imbalance likes it. You did have a pullback a little bit on Friday down to 29 and change, basically $30. Now today you wake up to another 10% plus move, 11% on the high side. I don't think you need to slow down this name at all. I just think you need to wait for better opportunities to get long. And as per usual, we will take it if it breaks through 34.50, and we'll take it pretty small off the open, and then we'll hopefully get it to do what it normally does. And we've been crushing NIO lately, so stick with us here. Hopefully I'll be able to do the same thing again. We'll wait to see if it can pull back. And then, you know, a pullback spot, it stopped here, 32.50, 32.75. You know, you might have some areas down there where you like this stock to pull back in. I only put the chart back to 730, so there are other levels down here, but even this is pretty nice, man. 33.60. So let's just wait to see. I'm going to try to pick up some longs here as the market goes, and then just, you know, hope that we do take out that top. If I'm not long enough, we will take more shares through the top here. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth shorting any of these names today, but if you want to, then you can. But we're already up 12% here. I might sell if I was in the money a lot. Like if you're long at $20 or lower than that, this may be a good opportunity to get some off, like we talked about Twitter the other day. So I don't know. That's my little play on NIO. I look for it to take out the 34.50.
Yeah, I'm open-minded to the dip buy NIO, which is historically has been the better play, I think, usually, especially when you get this big of a run. You know, I always think about shorting this thing around like 11 o'clock, a little bit later on in the session. So you have a look to see where it goes, as long as it's taken out the top and run through 35. Maybe there's something to the upside there, but I'm looking at 33.50. First stop, if it tries to come back in, consolidation there. Much prefer 32.50 to 33 as an entry zone. If you do get a pullback, that's a nice little stop out that you can have in terms of support.
All right, guys, let's go to Li Auto. I really like this this picture. We can throw that up there, guys, and check out Li Auto, the other Chinese electric car maker, selling a lot of those SUVs. Look really nice. 3,692 units total, to be exact, for Li Auto. They also said as of October 31st, the company had 41 new retail stores open over in China as well. So positive look here for Li Auto this morning as well.
Yeah, and you know the difference between NIO, you saw they're making fresh highs. Li Auto, no, recent IPO, but 2187 was this lower high that it had put in. We're just retracing through that now, so I feel like from a level standpoint, you actually have some things to look off of here when it comes to Li Auto. If we're going to hold below that, you do that. We did get just above failed break at 22, so I like both of those levels as resistance, 2187, and then 22 now, 2210 would be that new high. If I'm going to be selling one, it might be either Li Auto or XPeng, and we'll get to that one in just a few minutes here. But the first look would be through that 2140 range. However, I do think we're going to test through that top break one more time here. I would love for us to be holding below like that 2187 for a bit and then make a run through the top. Ideally, when NIO is going through the top, maybe you can pick up Li Auto as a sympathy play shy of its high of day when NIO's breaking 34.50. That would be the ideal situation, and then it just gets dragged up alongside with it.
Look, I mean, it's all these stocks are going to be the same. XPEV, Li Auto, NIO. Just depends on what you think of the space. If you like the market today, then you're not going to go wrong with any of these longs. And I just think this is just another one, regardless of, I mean, that looked great, that SUV there. That's what they're all selling. They're all selling these. You saw the NIO numbers. Oh, if you're just joining us for the first time right now, and I know there's a lot of traders that are, check this out, man. Our watch list. That's what we're going over right now. It's our morning movers, NIO, Li Auto. Next will be XPEV, Tesla, so on and so forth. They're all here. Plug, Dunkin' brands, so on and so forth. So sign up, watchlist.tradertv.live, Brendan.
Let's go to that XPEV. The next one, a little more sporty on this car, but yeah, they also sold way more cars in October than a year ago. In fact, 3,040 total vehicles year over year, big jump for XPEV, about 64%. The company said it sees strong business momentum supported by a quick ramp up that we were talking about going back a couple of weeks ago for XPeng. Yeah, that's a nice looking car as well, guys, for XPEV.
They're all the same. I mean, literally all of these stocks are the same. I mean, they're all Chinese, they're all automotive cars, and they're all electric. So it's just a matter of what setups that you like the best here on some of these stocks. XPEV is going to be near. I mean, XPEV and Li Auto are almost the exact same stock. So let me just find a chart here for you quickly. Where's my day chart, if I can find it? It's just bouncing around. It looks almost exactly like Li Auto. You're going to take out the top here, 25. Probably not today. Really, it's just a matter of maybe trade the one with the lowest market cap. You know, I think that's going to be Li Auto. These guys all just IPO'd, right? So we do have only about 2 months worth of data. So I think that these releases are great. You see up another 9% today. And I don't see any reason why these won't just keep taking out the top. I mean, everybody's excited about these. The U.S. still has Plug and Workhorse and a few other companies like that, but right now it seems like XPEV, and we're going to get to Fisker as well. I mean, these are all the same. It's just a matter of what stock do you want. There are EV ETFs as well, so you can look at all of these names, and I would just look at them all the same. To me, there's not one different than the other than the fact that NIO, of course, this is 800,000 shares. NIO is probably, 11 million shares. So if you want to trade with the big boys, I'd say you go over to NIO, but other than that, man, they're all the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a tremendous amount of volume on XPeng. The difference was it's a little bit lower relative to the others here, about 10% until you get to that actual, its high since the IPO'd. 2140, you have Friday's top, is a bit of a breakout point potentially. So just in terms of like levels to look off of, you just have a little bit more to work with on XPeng, and then you have this weird $20 consolidation, which sort of happened for a few days with some serious sell-off when it got to the south side of it. So I would look for that as a bit of a support level as well. So XPeng, I think it's going to be a solid one. I might prefer, like I said, because it's relatively weak, I feel like I might prefer this one to the sell side, given it's nowhere near its highs. But that's in case these come down. If the look is to the upside, it's a 2140 break on XPEV.
All right, guys, none of these companies actually talk about the date when they're going to release these delivery numbers. Typically, however, in the past, Tesla has always been 2 to 3 days after both NIO and Li Auto, for example, do release these numbers. So last month, for example, it was 3 days after NIO released their monthly delivery numbers. Tesla came out with theirs. So we are expecting Tesla delivery numbers for the month of October coming up later this week. The company also released its latest beta version of their self-driving software for specific drivers, only the good drivers, Elon Musk saying, getting this, which is supposed to reduce driver interactions with the car by up to 33%, which is crazy to me. But Tesla, guys, a little bit weak here.
Yeah, I can take this one. Yeah, Tesla, look, I mean, is it weak? It's up 1.2% here. It's beating the market, but yeah, as opposed to those Chinese ones, weaker. But I still love Tesla, man. I think the story is not done for this. This is just one of those names that we have to be buying on dips, like we've been doing on Microsoft, like we've been doing on DraftKings as well, and AMD. Tesla's just another one of those names that I think runs to the high side, and I think we take out this 395 easily today. It's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen right here at the open, and then you watch out for higher levels. I mean, it crashed. I mean, everything crashed on today's Monday. On Friday, you know, we had a bad week last week, nothing but downside moves. But look, Tesla did sort of have some resilience there. It made a bottom at about 11 o'clock, like a big blowout bottom there at 380 or so. Ripped up to the upside right there, right away, almost instantly up there, about another, $15 to $3.95, and now we're kind of hovering around this VWAP, and we come in and we get this $3.95 level. And if you just go back a little bit here, this is where we did have some bunched up areas. $3.99, let's call it 400 to the top, and then $3.95 to the bottom. Once that finally broke, it was look out below. So that's why I'm leaning towards going long here at $3.95, as long as it doesn't happen within the next 10 minutes. If we can get this before the open and then bust it through and then see what it does at 400, I think we can get a quick $5 winner with a downside of about 5. So 1-to-1 ratio with the odds in our favor, I think here. Let's go long at $3.95. But again, you got to watch out, man. Really early on Friday, the market either, tanks, rips. It does big moves in the first minute. So Tesla could follow that. So don't get trapped with that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe stick to the one that you like the best. If you want to play in North America, go with North American names. Go with like a Tesla. We'll look at Plug maybe as well. But if you want to be playing over a NIO or an XPEV, just sort of stick to those. I don't think I want to be in multiple of the EVs at the same time. So I'm looking right now, particularly at Li Auto and NIO are going to be the two that I'm likely to be trading more heavily as opposed to Tesla.
Speaking of weakness, Twitter, guys, got absolutely crushed both Thursday and Friday to end off last week following earnings. We had a bunch of analyst moves on Twitter this morning. Some of the other social media stocks, Pinterest, Facebook, all kind of active in the pre-market, but Twitter definitely the most active here. We had Canaccord, Genuity, Citigroup, and Truist Securities all either increasing their price target or upgrading the stock. So Twitter trying possibly to get back to the upside here today after those moves we saw Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I mean, there's some levels that we might come into a test if we do see further sell-off. And we talked about some of these on Friday, certainly down if we ever got to like that 38, 39 range here. That sort of 38 to 40 range. That's that sort of target area on a pullback that sticks out on the daily chart. We have yet to break 4080. I think if there's going to be sell-side action in the tech space, and you're probably going to get a bottom break into that range on Twitter. So I'm watching 4080. I'm looking for that 38 to 40, some more of a bounce in there with a 38 floor. Seems like a good place to start picking up some Twitter. Obviously, we are up 1% right now. I know we've talked about the market selling off. That's more in the context of uncertainty going into the election, the anticipation that you might see a day or two of selling.
Look, I really love Twitter actually through this level right here, 42.20 or so. So if we can get that, I put a 3-minute chart up. Here's the levels right about here. We stopped and bounced off there a couple times Friday afternoon before making its way almost back to 42.20. So we'll wait on $42. Lots of room to go here on Twitter. It was 52 last week. Just to give you guys an update, I know you love this imbalance locator. There's a NIO right there with the big guy at 2.5 million shares. So that's going to be affected. And then we've already talked about XPEV as well. CBL, we'll get to that. Fisker is coming up soon on our list as well. Other than that, there's nothing else. Oh, there's my Palantir down there. We'll look at that too for sure today. But interesting to look at Fisker. We'll look at that soon. But that's just a brief little recap here. NIO looking to take out that 34.50 and now coming back to the downside. So this is a good spot to sort of think about getting long here. If we can get mid 32s, we'll take that.
All right, guys, the next one here, Plug Power, another one that can give you nice moves if it does get going throughout the day. This one has been on a nice little move to the upside. If you go to the daily time frame going all the way back to May, June, it's just been grinding higher. We're kind of holding around this prior resistance area on the daily chart for Plug Power. Set to report earnings on Thursday, guys. Another one very actively traded here this morning.
Yeah, the question is, can it grind towards this like 1575 area heading into those earnings? It feels like, that's only like $1 or so away. So decent chance that it might. You can see all last week that was going to be a resistance point to the upside. So I'll be watching 1575 on Plug. Today, I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not sure that we're going to get to see that level today. But for today, we're just looking at 1450. Its volume nowhere near some of the other names overall in the space. It's 300,000, which is solid. But I'll probably be looking, like I said, to some of the other names I think are a little bit more interesting. If we catch a bit of a bounce to the downside, let's look for 1375 if it holds last week's bottom and then get to run up, anticipating a dip by, which could happen in NIO. Maybe you get a similar thing over here in Plug, and then you're looking at that 1375 to 14 area.
Over to Donkey Kong here, not on our list, but DraftKings. I like this name today, I think, through $36. It had some problems upside on 36. The thing about the 36 that makes it so good is that you have an easy out down here at 35. So we did just absolutely puke ourselves on Friday again. And DraftKings has been a tough go obviously. For anybody that was long up here in the 60s, we did break that 50 period. This is where we started saying, you know, you might want to buy some of this. And that was like in the mid 40s, maybe even the high 40s. But since then, last week, it's like one every single day straight to the downside. We may now finally, this is a great little spot here. I like to go long, you know, more shares if we could break above 40. I picked some up on Friday at 35.23 or something on the downside there. I can check exactly for you guys after, but I do like a breakthrough of $36. I see a lot of people asking about DraftKings. So look, if you get a breakthrough 36, it's $1 worth of risk. So I think that's well worth it. Down to 35, you could easily get 38 plus today on DraftKings. I think the news is going to be good coming out of this weekend of the NFL. We have Masters coming up next week, and then obviously baseball and hockey and basketball, all relatively successful half seasons or so. So we'll see if they can blow that up. But I do like DraftKings today.
Yeah, going to be interesting. Masters in November this year, which is obviously something to look forward to for November. Yeah, this ANPC, another one that didn't make the watch list this morning, was a little bit late to the party as far as movement in the pre-market here. But ANPAC Bio up a ton this morning, 30+%. They got Chinese approval for a COVID-19 test. So daily chart, super weak on this thing, 30% though. We're already kind of grinding back to the downside. So another one to look at, 450 and then kind of 475 area, which was the top up here from the pre-market for this ANPAC. But I want to talk about Dunkin' Brands. We mentioned this going back a week or so ago. I was talking about some rumors floating around about it was Arby's owner-inspired brands that are taking Dunkin' private, $106.50 per share in cash, about 20% premium. Neil, you want to have a look at this one?
Yeah, it's worth a look. I think for anyone that's thinking there's going to be further upside, let's keep in mind two things. One, it's not going to move too much here. I would be shorting this one off at the top. I did one in and out long. But they do pay a 40-cent dividend, which could still get paid out before this deal closes. So it's not impossible that you could see it break through 106.50. That's why I would be shorted actually right now off of 106 if I had an opportunity. If were it not for that dividend, you're going to see it not move today. That's what you should anticipate if you don't have direct market access. I don't know how much you're going to want to trade this one. If it gets down to like 104 for some reason, I think then you could pick it up for some gross wins. I want to get to one other one. This is from last week. We talked about this, and I feel like today I'm going to dive in and finally not ignore one of the ones from last week, ISIG. A bit of a runner. This is like the third time it gapped up and then pulled back in. So you already had its move to the upside, failed at 130. We talked about that level. Just coming in today off of this same range, I want to be short in front of that 130. I made some money on it last week, just jumping back into this party. So a runner from last week that we'll see if we can't continue the retracement in today.
Yeah, I don't have any comments about any of those stocks. I'm not going to be trading Dunkin' Brands or anything. I'm still looking right now at NEO breaking through $12. We'll look at, if you want to look at Bitcoin as well, there's GBTC. We can call that up really quickly here. PK, there it is. Oh, another one, Hertz. We didn't get to this on Friday because it wasn't in our system. A little bit of a late addition there. We found out a little late that Hertz was getting delisted. So anybody that's trading Hertz today, we'll find out. I don't know. Let me just put out, just default to 100 shares. No, so we got to get shares short if you wanted Hertz. I don't know. Trading the pink sheets, sub-dollar, very profitable. You just got to watch out for where the liquidity is. So we'll watch out for Hertz today, and we'll get a few shares short on this name. But yeah, I just want to bring that up because there was some questions on Friday about Hertz. I can't show you. It's a new symbol, so our software right now is just in the process of switching, combining the two, so there's no point in showing it. Right now, down 100%. That's not what it was. You can look it up, though. But Hertz now on the pink sheets, Brandon.
All right, a couple of little ones to get to this morning as well. DBVT on the NASDAQ. This is an ADR primary listing over in Europe. DBV Technologies gapping up this morning on positive trial results and European approval for a peanut allergy treatment for children. So DBVT. Sadly, we can't trade this. It's blocked for us, but if you're having a look at DBVT, there was news over in Europe this morning. Let's have a look at the overall market now. We'll bring Arun in here and check out what levels he is looking at as far as futures are concerned. Still 1%. Arun, what do we need to know?
Well, that 3,300 level that I had marked off on Friday, we've finally taken that out. So now on the way back down, I am looking for some longs here. I'm waiting to see if the market can get below 90 into the 85 area. 60 is the level I'm going to mark off as my support level or support point or the stop level I'm going to use. So 85 going on, 90 to 85 going down to 60. I'm looking for some longs at the moment. And of course, 33.25 is the ultimate low that we have from Friday as well. So for now, the only read that I'm looking at between 90 and 85 going down to 60. 60 is the only support level that I've got marked off apart from that 33 or the 32.25 from previously. But we're going to have to wait for the open to see how this one plays out, especially if it takes off to the upside. I'm going to have to find a new level, but there's nothing declared at the top end for now. So it's going to have to be market discovery if it keeps going up. But if it goes down, I know where I'm looking there, Brendan.
All right, good stuff, Arun. Before you go, real quick, you have traded in prior elections as far as futures are concerned. What do people need to know as far as volatility when it comes to tomorrow? We'll touch on it again tomorrow, but worth a note.
Be very careful because things turn on a dime. Like whatever levels aren't really levels because levels require volume to support them. But when there's new information coming out every hour as polls close in different locations, things change very quickly and aggressively. So if you're trading that night and you haven't traded election nights before, just be aware that what you may think is a level is not really a level. It's just something that's going to blow right past it. So volatility is extremely high. So reduce risk if you've never traded before.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, we'll check back in with Arun tomorrow, obviously the big day, but we're starting to think about what to do tomorrow. Another little one to look at this morning, SUP in New York up on earnings. It's just earnings for this name were better than expected. Just watching this 160, pretty obvious pivot here, 160 on the daily chart, and then above that, you got to go to 180 to 190, which are these kind of highs going back a month or two ago. But SUP, another one to watch this morning, guys.
Thanks a lot there, Brendan. I just want to quickly throw one thing out there for that DBV. As Brendan mentioned, it is a French ADR. It trades primarily in Paris. We can look at it here. And I just wanted to show you guys, it's already made, like it opened up in Paris and you saw a parabolic move. It went 100% to the upside on multiple halts. It's really started to level off. Because this is the prime market, those that are looking for breakouts, make sure you're watching it over here. It's likely to move first over in Paris. And the fact that it's leveling off in Europe, heading into the last couple of hours of that session does lead me to believe that it could be a little bit weak here and maybe roll over. I'm at least looking at a short if I can get it off of like a 470. That's in Paris. So if you see me in DBV, I'm trading it over in Paris. It'll be a different price. It'll be in euros and not in dollars, but it's exactly the same company, guys.
50. Just looking at FSR as well. So, Fastly here. I like Fastly breaking through here, 64.75. I think we have a good chance of breaking that high here. Fastly's been beat up. We've talked about this company over and over again. They went as high as 130 and then pre-reported. Check out the chart here on Fastly. It's just disgustingly down. It looks kind of like DraftKings, but chopped in half here. Fastly, I do like this stock eventually. I'm not in it yet. I think it's getting close to making a long-term investment in this name very soon. 64, I mean, just got to get going a little bit more. 65, 64. I mean, if you want to get really cheeky, you could wait. I mean, really cheeky would be getting in earlier, 64.50 or so, or even right now. But again, watch out. We only have 2 minutes now before the market opens. So I like 64.75 to the top side. The last one here quickly, just to check in on NEO once again. Look, guys, we did bounce. So let's go back to a 1 minute chart. We did bounce all the way down there to, I think, 33.80. Yeah, almost. Basically, right to VWAP right there at 33.29, 33.92. So watch out here. We could get a little dip by action into 33.50, but I still like the top to be broken out here, 34.50 on NIO. We still have now we even have a better bottom, so like 33.90. So I do like 34.50 to the high side here of NEO with only a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, and speaking of the EV space, of course, XPeng actually just broke through that 2140, so we'll see if we get a bit of a dip. NEO is just holding at 34. It hasn't broken the top. I wanted to see, hopefully, NEO go first. I'll buy this one if I get a retracement back into this 21 area, and then we retake the high, which is now 2160 on XPEV, guys. So that's going to be in play for us definitely today, and we talked a little bit about that, and we talked about Li Auto as well. So before we get into the open, let's just recap. Li Auto has pulled back in probably the most of all of these names. There was a failed break at previous high, 2187. That got to 22. I'm looking at 2210 as a topside trade there. And if you short one, 2140 looks like a good level for Li Auto. One last thing to get over to. I just want to jump back over to that ISIG. I, of course, am in position in that one. ANP, Brennan already went over that ANPC as well, but ISIG starting to round out. If it gets to $1, I'll take some shares off, but I want to add on a break of $1. When they go penny stock, I tend to like them just a little bit more to that short side, Sean. NEO's holding up pretty well here, but I do see an order in the New York book there at 34.10 or so. Is it still a strong imbalance?
Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, I was looking at Facebook right now. The imbalance right now. No, it's well. I mean, it's pairing off 1.3. So yeah, still a good one. Watch out, Facebook guys.
Twiddling the bell. 3, 2, and 1. Market is open. Caught her off guard, and she's look at that. That was some quick reaction. Showing off. All right,
well, we're open, I guess. Here we go. Yeah, okay, here we go. I was just looking at Facebook here. 65.50 or so to go long through Facebook. We'll wait for that one. Let's check out what Fastly's doing here. FSLY. I can't feel my fingers again. It's freezing here again. 63. So this coming down. We'll wait for that to move up $1 here and see if we can't get something going on Fastly. FSLY. NEO still dumping a little bit as we expected. This is generally what does happen to NEO. Watch out here, breaking through. We can pick some up 33.70 if we're lucky enough. I don't think it even opened yet. No, it's not open with the New York book yet. So a lot of volume coming through. No big order yet on NEO, guys.
My bald head will do a bit of a backflip. AMPC just broke to $4 immediately. So 25 short, a couple of times out, 15s, and then 4 even. If 4 even goes, certainly going to take more profit off. But 440 to 450 is that level. If it bounces back up, definitely going to jump into more shares. But NEO starting to flush here. So it looks like the sell is on in some of these names. Li Auto goes the other way. Spikes to the upside, fails at the top, and now starting to roll over. So if NEO's going to take out the bottom, I'll like Li Auto still through that 2150, 2140.
Okay, we're already huge right here, so we just hit it right there. Nice little trade on NEO in and then out. So we're in at 24 right now. We picked up some on the bottom side, and now we're selling some high side. Bang! Nice little out here. We just got some out at 48. Let's see if we can't fill the 50 gap here and take that. So a nice little trade here. Long right now on NEO, 33.24. Letting that one work to the upside. If we get 50s, then hell yeah! Boom! A nice little 30-cent winner right now on NEO and still going to the high side. We did exactly like we told you we would. We bought the bottoms here in NIO. So let's have this one rip to the high side now. Let's take out new day's high right here. Your boy did again, 50 cents in the money. Unplug those cars, guys. Let's go.
Unplug those cards. Plug them in, actually. We should have one that's a little more positive take on that space. Lee just breaks towards the bottom, holding for now. I like that 2140. It seems like it's going to be relatively weak. You can take a dip if you like it. The big one for me, ISIG. We talked about the plays from yesterday, so I got to get over to that one because it just came all the way down. And again, if it wants to be a penny stock, I'm not going to fight it. Got a bunch of shares up here at 112. Short all the way up. When it breaks $1, I want to be adding to my position on ISIG. Never walk away from the stocks that were good for you the week before. ANPC does look like it's going to break 4 even. Might be time to buy a dip on XPeng or Lee. Brennan, what's up?
Twitter, guys, another one from the list this morning, breaking downside here. Was a little bit slow to start, but once we got going there, 40.90 was support that got taken out right off the bat for Twitter, guys.
You guys, normally, like, you could be done trading. Like, if I wasn't on the show, you could be done trading right now. Like, 33.25. We're all the way up in the money now. 60, 70, 80 cents now on NIO. So, boom, that one. So, we could be done now. But I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to stay here for you guys because otherwise, what are we going to do? Tesla right now, long, 395 as well. So, we have that one long through the top. Well, let's just see what happens. We had to hold that one back to 393. No problem. We're waiting for a 390 break. So, right now, Tesla in the money, $1. That's okay. Or more. We'll see if it goes up higher than that. And then NEO, we're almost out of everything, guys. We're out of 3/4 of this trade now at the high side. So as soon as it breaks through VWAP land, we get aggressive, get some out in the 80s and 90s. And yeah, we did it again. Chicken dinner winners to start the day, guys. Hope you're having a good one.
Should be having a good one if you're following along with the watch list. It's hard not to be. Going to take some more shares on the ANPC. I got to say this right. It looks like it wants to come back up. If it's going to test that 440, 450, I'm going to load back into some more shares to be certain. It does look like a good one here. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
More deal news, guys. Endurance International, EIGI, if you've seen that one this morning, $3 billion deal here. Clear Lake Capital taking them private for $9.50 per share already. Big volume on EIGI, guys.
All right. And good outs all over the place on NEO, man, as it just comes right back. So we're fine. I don't even, like, I'm looking at my orders. I don't even have anything to go here to the downside. We're flat basically on NIO. The only thing we got to worry about now is Tesla. It does test upside 396. Not great. Look at the movement here on the NQs. So that's giving Tesla that boost. If the NASDAQ goes, then obviously we do like this name, but you got to watch out. Part of me wonders, are we rotating out of Tesla and into some of these other EV names? That could be happening a little bit in the market right now, as Tesla's already made its move, right? So, but you can't go wrong sticking with the big dog. So we'll do that with Tesla today. DKNG, well, we're already crushed NEO, so we don't have to worry. Whoa, there's 36. Okay, that's good. Was not expecting that right away. DraftKings to the high side, though. Nice little win for us, up 1.3%. Hopefully you guys have this one in your portfolio. What's up, Brendan?
It wasn't a huge move in the pre-market here, but Marathon Petroleum, we mentioned at end of the show on Friday, reporting earnings pre-market. Looks like they were better than expected. Just taking out $30 here for MPC, up 2%, guys.
Missed, of course, that 40.80 when it broke to the downside. Brendan mentioning to you that Twitter did bust through that level. If it wants to roll over again, I'm able to catch it sort of on the pick back up. Sometimes you get a bounce and you're fortunate enough to get the same price. Don't want to give it past its opening range top. Also, this level here, 41.40 to the upside on Twitter if it wants to get going. Got to watch out for that. ANPC. Wow, for some reason I'm struggling with that name. Just broke through the $4 range, so I did miss the opportunity. It only went up to like 4.18. I wanted it in the 20s to 25 range. This one looks like it's headed all the way back to flat. 320, of course, is that price. I'll be all out at 350 if we can get an opportunity to get that. Twitter, the new entry point, of course. And that ISIG, I'll be shorting it all the way up into the teens here. 130 was that massive level for that name.
Okay, so watch out here. NEO's coming back in a little bit. We'll take some out at 50 for a 25-cent win. But again, we have literally 5% left of this position. So no worries on NEO. But there you go, just a little bit more out right there. This is basically the only trade we've made today of any significant win, because right now we're waiting for Tesla. It's still in the money $1, but I think, again, with the NASDAQ making these highs right now, why can't we just keep going here on Tesla? I mean, this could be a decent win for us. Oops, I'm on the wrong icon there. Let's just put this back to 3 minutes and see how high up this thing can go. This is where we see where it says add text. This was 400, so that's where we're trying to get to right now. And here it goes, man. Another $2 winner for us on Tesla. So, I mean, no matter what happens today, we're hitting the swishes as it keeps on going, man. Tesla, $2 now in the money. NEO, 55 cents now in the money. Now, NEO making new highs once again, guys. So we're going to go 3 for 3 here today. NEO, and then we have a little bit of Bitcoin on as well, but that's not doing a whole hell of a lot. So we'll adjust this back to a 1 minute chart and watch out here. NEO back up high side again, guys. Look at this market. Great little trade there. And then $3 in the money on Tesla. Maybe we'll get this out around 400, guys.
Lee Auto's put in a double top. Technically in a 1 minute, you can call it a triple top, 21.80. It looks like it's trying to take it out here. I'm going to take a shot buying that one through the high if it goes, but just worth noting, it's been a tight range, 21 to 21.80. Breaks in either direction, you almost have to like it. Twitter just flushed a little bit, but then found a bid at 40.50. I'm short here at 69. Brendan, what's up?
Tilray, guys, just breaking through $6 here. Earnings for Tilray a week today, aftermarket. So one more week for Tilray, up on decent volume so far, guys.
Okay, I mean, some of those marijuana names have been getting a little beat up. We can check out on the big dog as well. I mean, I guess Canopy is, by market cap, the biggest. And remember, they have Constellation invested in them as well. So that's why I do like CGC. There's a little bit of a bottom to them as well. So Canopy, again, I think if you're not in some of these marijuana names, obviously I put the buy down here. You can check my Twitter down at $14. So, but now we're upside. I mean, it was like 14 and change. Now we're a lot higher than that right now. So I still think we take this out come tomorrow if Biden does win somehow on the clean sweep. And what I mean by that is that if it's not contested, right, these can head back to the upside. That is the marijuana names. Okay, now we have NEO still upside. We just got some more out there. So as you can see, a good little out right there at VWAP 70 off of this 20 long. So, I mean, we're 3 for 3 now and still going. Tesla, $2 in the money. Let's put an order out just shy of 400. See if we could take $4 on this name.
I did forget to mention this one, only up 3%, but Under Armour spun off and sold their MyFitnessPal business. You'll see the news. It's not a tremendous amount of volume, but worth noting, it is creeping back towards the upside. I was watching a level if we get to like a 1450 for potential breakout on Under Armour. Twitter's back to flat. 40.50 bounces again. I might take some shares off for a quick 20-cent win just because I see some support there. But want to alert, I'll be going long on Under Armour if I catch 14.50.
All right. Yeah, Under Armour is a good one. And yeah, I changed my mind on Tesla. Although the market, maybe we should get out. I don't know. I was thinking that 400 might not be enough for this name, and just in case the market does keep on going here. But I don't know, man. I like it. Here goes the market ripping up again. So yeah, I think we're pretty smart to hold on to some Tesla here, even maybe through 400, guys. Again, I mean, we can just keep on dropping this off. It was a big drop from 400. That's why we looked at that. Where did we come from before? 407. If we break through 400 right here, next stop maybe 401, 402. 403 on the top side. Here we go, Tesla. Here we go. Nice little floss off. We're huge today, guys. We can't just keep saying this every day, but this is what it is. And there goes Fastly now. Fastly takes out 64.75. So we're back into this, or we are now into this thing. Wow, that came from the depths of hell down there. Fastly. Let's see if it keeps on going. Right now, 3 longs, guys. NIO, 65 cents in the money. Hell's to the yeah. We're exploding money everywhere. Tesla, $5 in the money now. That's a good one. And Fastly, 20 cents. Flat. Let's go Fastly. Let's go Tesla. Everything making that cash today, Neil.
It's odd to me that XPeng
Let's go.
2180 still holding the top. I anticipated that we'd already have this breakout. Twitter approaching its top, so I took the short in front of it. We'll be blown out if it takes out 4140. Hasn't happened just yet, but I don't think that short's going to work for us. It's XPEV here that I was going to only take the long break, but if it wants to roll over while everything else is going up, I'm going to short in front with a reversal long. It feels like maybe it is a little weaker than I anticipated. Brennan, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, here goes Fisker, too, guys, through that pre-market high there. All-time highs now. 1128 was the high from the pre-market there, well above Friday's level. If you remember, Friday was day one for FSR, guys.
Yeah, we like that one. Okay, here goes Tesla, guys. We have $5 in the money right now. We're looking at 400. It just bounced off 400. So let's wait to see what it does. Come on, NASDAQ. Push, baby, push. Big trade happening right now on Tesla. We're $5. Here we go. Just looks at 400 in the face. Now looking to break through it. So we're long 395 right now. Flat, 395.18 here on Tesla. $5 in the money. Great trade on that one. NIO still bouncing around. I don't know, whatever. We literally have 5% of this one. And then Fastly breaking through 65 now. So these are all wins, man. So far today, it's been a pretty good one. We'll just keep on smashing them for you. Car crashes in the electric space as everything is ripping upside. This may be a good little sign to get out here on Tesla. What is the backside break on this one? 399. What is the bottom of this? 399 and change. 401. Guys, a big $6 winner right now on Tesla. Rain down the cash. Let's go.
There goes XPeng. It just took out that 2187 area. I added there. I added on a 22 level. It was massive size at the even dollar, so it was an obvious place. Instead of taking shares off at the even, we added to the position. Going to continue to ride this one to the top side here. It waited and it made that triple top. That's why I tried shorting it first. But immediately the reversal, just took some shares out there at the 22 quarter. And then see if we can't hang on 2250. XPeng, the difference here, it has some levels. You're talking about 23.10, the next leg of the upside before it might get to what was its opening day high over here in the U.S. at 25 even. I think that's a bit of a pipe dream, but XPeng on its way. Brennan, what's up?
Another early mover here, Overstock. OSTK Wedbush with an upgrade price target increase on OSTK. 2 big down days to end last week, but trying to get back to the 60 level up here for Overstock, guys.
Okay, 399.50. If this comes back down, we're going to get out of this for a $4 winner. We did have maximum 6 there, almost 7, actually 7 really, if it goes to 402. But my other spot's going to be 403 and change. So well worth it here for me. 399. We'll give this one another $1 to the downside. Oh, by the way, guys. More chicken dinner winners as NIO, $1 in the money. This is not pennies, guys. This is $1 in the money on NIO again. We picked this up at the bottom. Obviously, we wish we hold, but we're now at the day's high intra-market right now for NIO. We continue to crush that one. I still have the order to take it out through 35.50. So, hey, this day is just going to keep getting better for your boy. We're up to 402 right now on Tesla. Where did we decide to get out? It was basically 403 and change. Let's go back to a 3-minute chart. Bring this one back. I mean, even a 3-minute chart doesn't do it justice. It's all the way here. That's what we just broke. Now we're coming up to this consolidation spot. If we can get that, let's get out. But that's 403 and change here on Tesla, guys. Big trade alert.
Continuing with the flush here, guys, on ANPC, you're watching 380. Just a bit of a small bid here at 82. I'm going to take off a little bit in front of it and then hold the rest. So it's binary now. It either breaks through this, gets you to that 75 mark on the way to the 350 target, or we're going to get back up and then retest it at 430. I have taken out half the XPeng position here. 22.25 is just breaking now, looking at 22.50 for the next target up. That was an 87 break that we added at 22. That's why my average price is 94. Brendan, what's up?
Not much in the way of news for Twilio, guys, but they had this deal for that segment, online platform or customer service platform segment that apparently closed today. So it's an all stock deal worth $3.2 billion for Twilio. But just notice Twilio just broke that pre-market high there, 284. Again, not a lot of volume, but very positive so far, guys.
Hells yeah to the Twilio, and hells yeah to a couple bangers today, obviously. As you go, we just took out the NEO right there, and I just posted in the chat for $1.10 victory on their flawless victory, as I would say, from 33.20, guys, all the way to 34.35 there. So $1.20, and we're going to take out the high right now. There it goes, breaking. So we go long again here. Let's just keep on working this to the high side here. NEO just keeps on going and making us more and more money. Here it goes, NEO. Bang! Money today. Let's go, guys. Wow.
Money, yeah, and 22.50 approaching rapidly. Same thing over in XPeng. We talked about maybe getting dragged up by NEO. That's exactly what happened here. Was late to go, but you were able to take the break after NEO was already running. If you guys are trading DPVT in the NASDAQ in Paris, watch out. It's about to take out this bottom, or try to at 4 even. If this goes, it's likely to drive the stock to retrace even further. We can only trade it over in its primary listing. If you're trading the ADR, watch out. There's a big level here at 4 even in Paris, and if that breaks, you will see it fall in America as well.
Guys, I mean, we are just like lining them up today. We are 4 for 4 right now. As Fastly comes out, as NEO comes out, everything just ripping to the high side like mad right now. 403.25 was the high there on Tesla. We could even go higher than that. So this is a $7 winner right now on Tesla. Bang, we're slaying that dragon. NEO, we've already absolutely demolished that one. The best stock, I think net-wise, obviously, for all of us, we'll have to check on Brendan, but we'll see NEO to the high side right now. Big-time trade on this one. And then Fastly, man, we got out of half right there for 65.13. That's a 50-cent win. What up, B?
Another one we haven't mentioned for quite some time, it feels like Candy here. KNDI in the EV space just taking out that high. Big-time volume coming into KNDI as well, guys.
All right, all right.
Candy makes you dandy. We know all about that name. We also know all about Plug. We talked about a lot of names in the EV space today. Plug, much like XPeng, lagging in terms of not being able to bust through its high, 1460 still at the top. If you want to see that one take off, just watch out because some of the other names are retracing here. So Plug Power not necessarily participating. Still am going to be loading into ISIG. Got 114 is my price. Like I said, if it gets down to $1, we'll take some more shares off. If it breaks, it will be certainly adding to a position when they go penny stock status. I do want to, before we go to Brendan for just a quick second here, I just want to update on this SUP. Brendan mentioned this one. Leveling off. It doesn't do a ton of volume, but this is has all signs written on it that it has no juice to go back up. 20% retracement. When you have volume die off like this, you know it's going to be a sell. So sell everything in front of $1.60.
Oh man, hot dog winners, guys. Every single place right now. NIO again up to 80s, so we taking some of that off. And then Tesla, a $7 winner. What's up, dude?
Yeah, real quick, guys. Estee Lauder earnings name from this morning. There were a couple that reported in the pre-market here. 5.5%, better than expected quarter for Estee Lauder, guys.
Because I just wrote in the chat like we done. I mean, it's just, we're done. We've hit our net. We're good. It's 947. We're 3 for 3. We go Fastly. We go Bitcoin. We go NEO. We go Tesla. 4 for 4. Scratch that. So we're done. But we're going to keep on trading, guys, as the show must go on, as they say. But there's nothing wrong hitting your goals, guys. Going absolutely perfect. Oh, and we actually have right here perfect. There it is, Ryu. So look, we're not out of Tesla, so we shouldn't be calling this perfect. But we are going to get out if it breaks near 401. So that's going to be a $6 winner no matter what. Thanks for all the love on the chat, guys. Let's just keep this party going, man. It's been a huge month of October, and now we're doing the same stuff here in November. Just keep on following us, and it's just getting better. So, join the party.
Definitely join the party. Under Armour's leveling off here just a little bit, guys. I still like the breakout through 1450, but you are seeing some consolidation sideways. Overall, keep in mind here, the market is basically flat. We've been at 1% the entire time. You could look at a break here at 1430. I would just know, of course, that there's that 14 level right next to it. I'll take a shot at both of them, probably scalping into the 50 range on Under Armour. And again, this is more about them making a smart move, I think, just sticking to what they do best, selling off a portion of their business, which I actually use, believe it or not, that tool, but selling it off. I'll long it into 1430, into 1450, sorry, for a 10, 15 cent type scalp, and I like the bigger level of 1450 to the upside. XPeng just pulled back into 22. So this was the late breaker. That's why I'm not adding to this position. It was relatively weak the entire morning compared to what NEO was doing. So no need to dip buy here. I think if you take a shot at buying the dip, it'd be at 21.50, not where I'm already long at 21.94. I'll just hang on to this again to see if it tests that 50 range, take 50 pennies again, and then see how long we can hold it to the upside. ISIG approaching 130. That, of course, is the level from last week that we like to the short side. And ANPC holding steady to the downside. Looks like that's going to be an easy winner. Back to that SUP, I said sell everything in front of $1.60. It's starting to creep up there. Going to start jumping into that position here.
Yeah, easy winners. I mean, normally it's not this easy, guys. So I don't want to tell you, that trading is like this. But you guys already know that 90% of the traders, if not more, wind up losing. But not this guy, Tesla, right here. Look at this move, man. 395 straight up. We take that. We hold it against ourselves less than $2, and now we have a $7 or $8 winner on board right now. Okay, just to let you guys know, we are light again on NIO. I don't know why I keep getting lighter and lighter on this name. Big out here, all around there. We get in right away and just rockets to the high side there. And now we're just keep on. I mean, look. Wow, Fastly right now, Brendan, $1 in the money. NEO, 25 cents in the money. And then here we go, Tesla, up $10 now in the money on Tesla. I mean, I don't know how things are going for you guys out there, but this is going fantastic over on this side, guys. $10 in the money right now on Fastly, or sorry, on NEO. I wish on Fastly, maybe on Fastly. And we still have made more money on NEO than we have on Tesla, despite this $10 winner. Let's keep the party going, guys. Huge trades all over the place. We're going to maybe adjust our order type here and get out soon on Tesla. But yeah, let's just let this one ride to the high side. We're going to find out a spot maybe to get out, but I still think we're going to hold to our 401 in change down here. If we can build a little level, we might use this 403. Just I don't want to get snapped out of this and then back down. Maybe we can adjust it to 402 though. But either way, guys, a $10 winner here. It's worth flossing it off. Like I said, I'd be done. Be patient, guys. Don't get your money into trades you don't like. We love these trades and are huge today, guys. Big time winners today on a bullish Monday.
It feels like, I want to say it's a bullish Monday, but we're not really moving that far. I think it's all about the spaces that you're in. My long is in Under Armour, of course, is basically slightly against me here. It's a little bit flat, but I like XPED to the long side still. I am going to jump in and out, and you will see this from time to time. Brennan mentioned EIGI. You will see me trade this. Unlike Tupperware, there actually might be worthwhile trading. I'm going to take spread all day long. It's going to be a sell in front of 950. This is a generous premium, and whenever it is, you're going to see me jump into those ones. I want to go to one from last week again, BLRX. This is another name that I like, just like ISIG here. The difference being no test to the top off of a 235 level. This is the level you like much better, 245. But it does seem like it wants to take out $2. If it breaks that and you're long, you shouldn't be. I'm looking to break short at 2 even. Brennan, what's up?
That's exactly why we look at the things that are moving around, guys. Join us every morning at 9 o'clock, won't you? And we'll talk about what is moving around in the pre-market and come up with a plan on how to approach it at the open, guys. If you haven't done so, sign up for the watch list. Everything we're talking about pretty much on the watch list this morning. Clorox was not. They did report this morning in the pre-market better than expected. CLX even going 6% today.
But don't tell me people actually have not signed up yet for the watch list. That would be crazy. Okay, NEO, it's coming back down, so we're just going to get out. We have 5% left. Big trade alert on that one. Why we hit the siren is because there goes Tesla breaking through 405. It's trying to do it. Actually, it did. 405.20. So here we go, Tesla. This is now officially a $10 chicken dinner winner, sponsored to you by Trader TV Live. Get your free chicken dinner winners daily as you watch the show and hopefully cash in with us. And we are just huge, huge, huge. And we just keep on going to the upside right now on Tesla, 405 cracks. We're long at 395. The party does not stop. Join us live every day. Oh, hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys. Come back with us tomorrow, and we'll hopefully give you a little bit more on this one. Why did my Facebook trade miss? I don't know. We wanted the long through Facebook through 267 and change. Missed that one all the way to 269. It's a good day to be a bull, and there goes Tesla, guys. Up now, $11, Brendan, on Tesla. What's up, bud?
I noticed some of the cruise lines here in the pre-market. This was Friday afternoon, and they had a big move up. I noticed some of the cruise lines in the pre-market, though, a little bit strong again this morning heading into the open. NCLH, though, not so much. We're basically back to Friday lows here on NCLH 1550. They announced they're extending their suspension of operations for another month. Guys.
Watch out for the pullback in XPEV. It has been relatively weak in terms of its speed and momentum on the open. It's a nice break that already came in, but you're watching it level off, right? We had a breakout point. 2187 was the level on the daily chart that we were watching here, guys. It has broken through. It is starting to come back. I'm going to go with a break-even stop, because if we get a shot to pick this one up down around 2120 or so, or 21 even, certainly going to like that a heck of a lot better. Under Armour's starting to get back up to the upside here, guys, but also going to be watching Twitter. I got stopped out through the top. It's now back to basically exactly where it was when we originated this entry point. So Twitter's still looking weak, and if it takes out 40 even, another reason to go short. 40 random, that's not a random number, the even dollar, that's just a level break that we have to take on Twitter. You know what's happened all of last week. It's already getting beaten up, but there's certainly room down to that 38. And 38 was that support that we talked about being an interesting one. Twitter, if it breaks 40, I think it's headed towards that.
Okay, guys, we're just putting this out on Twitter, and I'll just say, I don't know, I was going to use Elon Musk dancing, but I've used that tweet too many times, or that one too many times. Okay, guys. Oh, yeah, by the way, so Sean, you know what? You're talking a little bit too much about Tesla. You're talking a little bit too much about NIO. You know, I know those have been big, huge winners, but Sean, what about Fastly? Okay. Siren alert, Fastly now $1.30 now in the money on this one. So as we continue to go, man, it's Papa Wheelie crazy time right now for us. Fastly in at 64.75, out there at 65.20. So that's a 45-cent win. And then we go high side now in the money, $1 and change. Okay, here comes, we're going to get out if this breaks back down below 404. So Tesla right now will be that $9 winner, $10 winner here. You break back down below this size right here, 403.90 or so, we will be out of Tesla. As long as you order triggers, we're going to be out of that one. But right now, man, everything is good on this side. We'll just keep going here and hopefully get some winners. I see NCLH, Carnival Cruise Lines, some of these names continuing to go downside. 12.98. I thought they got that all clear here for the cruises by the CDC over there on Friday. Not the all clear, but there was some news there. Maybe, Brendan, the cruise lines getting crushed today. I see RCLH or NCLH, RCL, and CCL all going down. What's good on these names, bud?
Yeah, I just mentioned Norwegian there, guys. They extended their suspension of operations, so that was the reason for Norwegian being downside. But yeah, the rest of the group a little bit stronger than Norwegian for sure, guys.
All right.
Just taking an opportunity on this little bit of a trend here on Under Armour to add to my position. I still like to take this into the 1450. Again, just spinning off their MyFitnessPal business. XPeng, I did mention we'd take it off if it broke down back below break-even point. It did. So looking to see if it takes the top of 2250 break certainly could happen. If you get some consolidation here, takes out 22, maybe you can jump back in that way. I mentioned already, I wanted it off in case it breaks VWAP. I want it down around 21.20 or so. A bit of a bounce play on XPeng. We do still have that SUP, which is grinding back, but I said short everything. I like shorting everything in front of about $1.60. Starting to level off in ISIG as it fails to break through that 130. That's last week's price, which was fantastic for us that I want to dig in front of. One last one to get you two guys. I need to get rid of SPAC. I still have it on my quote board. No reason to have that, of course. But Spirit Airlines, we saw the run up last week. We do anticipate that there's a chance that a deal could come when it comes to stimulus post-election, regardless of who wins. For now, it looks like we're going into some weakness. I'm looking to see if Spirit dips down to that 1650 psychological price. Also, it was a bit of a ramp up on Thursday and on Friday in the afternoon. So some support down here in Spirit. If I'm buying an airline in terms of dip, it's going to be save as opposed to the others.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I mean, here goes Tesla. We're still waiting for that 403 to break. May do it right now, and then we will get out if 404 breaks to the downside. There was some problems between 405 and 407. And again, if we just go back, this is why we're going to get out right now. And I'm so super happy that we're able to sort of have the gumption to hold this as high. Normally, I was debating, remember, getting out here at 400, but we didn't have to do that as it just rips right through. It does come back to 398 or so. We hold through that, use VWAP a little bit as, as an out. But here's the levels that we're talking about. Look, 405 up to 407. I mean, it was a little bit of a choppy area here early on Friday before we crashed through these levels. So there we go. Tesla's out right there. Let's find out the price that we got exactly on that trade. Oh, we get 404 even. So that's a $9 winner right there on Tesla. And that's not bad, I don't think, Neil. That's a good win right there for Tesla.
That's a huge win for Tesla. I think the thing to keep in mind is that despite the fact that is that a new one? Okay, well, I haven't seen the pizza one, but I like pizza, and we had homemade pizza yesterday. That's a great winner on Tesla, and I think we talked about sticking to the bigger EV names, the ones that are going to move, and which ones you have to like here. I'm going to quickly just tell you guys, ANPC, I just took some shares out. I said I'd wait for 375 to break. It finally just did. Took some shares out on the south side here at 72. The next target is going to be 350 when it gets there. I'll be all flat on ANPC if it breaks that price. I never did get into BLRX because it never tested back up towards 230, unfortunately. So no entry price for me. I am adding to my position in Under Armour for now, and SUP to the short side is still working. ISCG is leveling off. The longer it holds below 130, the more I'm going to like selling this one. But ultimately, if it breaks 120, that's a good jump off point. Thanks for the refresh on the coffee there, Valeria.
Yeah, I need another coffee. I mean, I'm barely able to feel my hands here, but we are still going to the high side here on all of the EV spaces. Let's just check out Workhorse. That's a name that I brought up early on in the show and then didn't really trade much about it. Which way are you coming? That way? Thank you. I might just use this as a hand warmer here as we go. Okay, Fastly comes back down. Ooh, that's real nice and warm right now on the coffee. There's nothing better than when you get those hand warmers going. So, okay, Workhorse right now. Yeah, we'll throw it happening now in 1 second. Workhorse is a 3-minute chart. Does make that move up. Still up that 6%. Tesla, don't be back up. Yeah, great out there on Tesla. So once again, we'll do that one more time. Oh, I was going to do the pizza one again. Let's just do a backflip right there. There it is. There you go, guys. We'll do that. We'll throw it back over to Brendan now with happening now at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. ISM manufacturing number just came out there. A little bit better than expected, 59.3 versus 56 for last month. So we should get a little bit of a reaction there, or could anyways, from the futures. Yeah, nicely positive here on the board, top to bottom. Good way to start the new week. S&P 1.5%. The Dow leading today, 1.7% to the upside for the Dow 30. NASDAQ did get back to where the rest are. At least we saw it a little bit lagging the rest of the group in the pre-market, 1.2, 1.17. The Russell 1% now. Here in Toronto, the TSX 0.7%. Brazil still lower, 2.7% to the downside, down for the BOVESPA. A couple things from the watch list still to keep on the radar here, guys. Plug Power. Look at the volume coming into Plug. Right at 15. Go out to the daily chart. We're right at the top end of this little tiny consolidation on the daily chart is that 15 level. So it is testing it right now, trying to get through if you are looking at that. Twitter hasn't really done much, bit of a chop fest. 41.5 on the top, 40.5 or 40, I guess, at the bottom. Just stuck in a range for Twitter so far. Big move down on Friday. Following Thursday earnings, Duncan, the other one, we talked about the buyout, 106.50. The price, guys, back to you.
All right.
Thank you very much there, Dunk. You know what? I have a soft spot for donuts. I'm not going to lie. So you just say the name and it makes me hungry. Under Armour, look, we talked about picking this one up. And again, not necessarily every trade has to be endorsement of the company. There was a better dip buy than the one I took. You could have had it at 14.20 here off of VWAP. If it gets to that 14.50 range, I'll definitely be taking some profit out. The plan has been to also break to the long side on a 14.50 break, guys. I just want to see if we can't retrace some of those losses that you did see from Friday back into this 1550. Again, just spinning off a piece of the business here, and I think that's the reason for the move to the upside on the Under Armour. I'm going to be adding at 1450, but that's a good reason to take some off, and then I can play any dip buy. Hopefully, I can get 15s or 20s instead of the last buy I had here. My average price currently 30s.
Okay, yeah, we're still watching Fastly bouncing off and around here. And this is the thing, guys. Look, you don't have to trade a million names. Like, I have 3 on here. Neo, that's a good view. Neo, XPEG, Twitter, and Fastly. So there you go. And I mean, we've hit them. We hit Tesla there. We don't have Tesla on this list, but we did talk about that off of our watch list. So that's all good. And I just want to tell you guys, like, that's how I'm going to be trading from now on, right? Pick the best trades and just go with those, right? Like, I don't need to average in 3 or 4 times or anything. Pick your levels, do the work, and hopefully it pays off. Just an update here. Fastly, again, right now we're using it right back to where we got in. This breaks, we're out, 64.60. We're going to put that 40 cents in our pocket. We did have $1.20 or $1.50 there in Fastly before the market turned around on us. What's up, B?
One we were looking at back on Friday, guys, this, not Twitter, MARPS. Yeah, one of those symbols. Up again today. It looks like it was halted already to the upside here. We're kind of back into this range from Friday, 420, 440. Going to check on MARPS. Guys.
Always go back to some names that work out for you. Just going to have this SUP up for a little bit here. It's continuing to go sideways. One of the things you want to talk about when it comes to continuation of moves when they're strong, if it's going to be a gap and follow, is volume. And if volume starts to immediately taper off, which is what I'm seeing here, I'm definitely going to like it back into the short side. That's why we've been getting into that position multiple times here. Unfortunately, XPeng, like I did say, it did stop us out for break even, or just slightly lower than break even on our breakout long. I wanted a consolidation of 21.20, which is what I mentioned to you guys. Didn't quite get there before the turn. Looks like it's turning at 21.30. If it does hold level here, like 30 to 40, I'll try to pick some up off of that opening range bottom here, that 21 even on XPeng. Looks like a level has been found. We wanted to play it for a breakout and then wait patiently for a bit of a dip buy. And I think that could be coming any second now, guys.
Okay, we're just getting our orders and stuff sorted out because HTZGQ over here on the pink sheet is something that we definitely want to look at here. And a shout out to Mr. Jeffrey Mendel, VP over there at Pink Sheets for getting this name last week. It's the second day trading over here. If you do have shares in this name, this is what it's looking like right now, 64 cents by 65 cents. You can use, like, I'm just going to throw out 100 shares here. See, it's rejected right now. So we're going to find out. I think this name may be restricted from our software right now because, again, some of the restrictions on Pink Sheets, they're very difficult to trade, as a lot of you guys know. So Day Trade the World does put a few restrictions. So Greg is going to look into that for us and find out about that. And normally, it's really easy. We just got to submit it to the compliance and risk department, and they'll figure out if this stock is indeed okay to trade. We don't want to put our traders, just like I don't want to put you guys out there at any risk. If there's a big stop sign on Hertz, then we are going to stop trading it. And I'm not even in it. So I just want to give that update to you because we did talk on Friday about them switching over to the new symbol. We slayed Tesla today, though, guys, and we got out almost at the perfect spot, like in right here at 395, giving that to you at about 910, and then we got in eventually at 930, right off the open, rips upside. We let it go all the way to 407, just wanted to see if it was going to try to take out this 408 top. It doesn't. It retraces back down $2 from there, and we get out at 404. So I'm super happy with this trade. Neo, though, actually, Neo's still number one, but by dollars right here. It's about 10% higher on my total net is Neo. 2 ins right here, a beautiful one to begin the day. And again, I told you I was putting this order here down at 33, so 33.24. We get the long, and then we get those out for 70, 80 cents, and then it takes out the top, and we take those out, and I'm embarrassed for some of the prices that we got here. They were just that damn good, 34.75 and whatnot. This is how I trade, man. More shares, more risk, less names, more risk, more shares, guys.
Go back to Li Auto for a quick second here. It is much like XPeng, and we'll stick to only these three. I'm going to stay away from Plug. It doesn't look like it's going to be very, very active here. Li Auto looking like it wants to pull back into that 22 range. The difference, like we said on the daily chart, for this versus a Neo is you weren't at fresh highs, so you might actually find some support down at that previous resistance level. That's what I'm looking to see if there's a dip into. That's going to be $1 from here, so 21.80 and change is going to be the level on Li Auto that we're going to watch on any kind of retracement. sentiment. It looks like we are getting the rollover in ISIG, talked about 130. It just turned around from that level, so I'm going to see if I can catch them on the way down as well. Just give you a higher time frame look, so it'll make a heck of a lot more sense to you guys. This is the level we're playing off of. I'm short all over it. I'm not taking anything out till we get to $1 and lower. The ultimate target here is 80 cents, the same as it was last week. Certainly, that's what we're shorting into. So the same target of about 80 cents. If that breaks, it's probably a separate trade. As you do know, there was obvious support down at 70 cents before this ran to the upside on ISIG. The other one, of course, was that BRTX, I believe was the name there. Sorry, BLRX. That one already starting to come back without me. I wanted this one a short in front of that 230 to 240 area made off the open. 244 was the obvious best price if you go to the higher time frame. Missed it because it didn't pop very far. Brendan, what's up?
A couple of hardware makers here. Plantronics, again today, 11.6%. Back on Thursday, I want to say. Last week, we were talking about earnings for this one, PLT. JP Morgan with an upgrade on Plantronics today. Very thinly traded, though, so tread lightly, but PLT moving. I also noticed this one, Turtle Beach, here is up 5.7%. Already come well off the highs. A couple of upgrades for here today as well, guys.
I hear you.
Hear no evil, see no evil. That's, I don't know, that's a
speak no evil,
solid
but you can't, not many people can keep me quiet, but yeah, good. You know, that's the three monkeys there. I think there's actually some good emojis for those. Speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you have anything on, Neil. I mean, I know you do, but I don't have anything right now. I'm just looking right here at this Facebook, 266. I like that break. We're going to give it a little more than VWAP. You can see how volatile and the spread on this one's 15, 20 cents. Lots of liquidity, but very, very volatile is Facebook. So I'm going to give this one a little bit more room and make sure that we're right on this. I love Facebook. Didn't pick some up on Friday, but we did pick up some softy down at 201. This one not as nice as Facebook. This goes as high as 205. So actually looking right now to crack the bottom. More work coming on Facebook, or sorry, on Microsoft, but this one looks weak here.
Yeah, and I just want to jump back over to what seems like it's going to be holding, at least for now, and that's that Under Armour play, but it's trying to put another higher low. This is not going to be the fastest moving stock in the world. That's going to usually be true of Under Armour, and again, we've already gone over the news, so no need to do it here. Takes them out in front of 1450. I'm still going to go long on a 1450 break. The other position, which has been working rather nicely all morning long, is at ANPC. I said here already, 350 is going to be the next level to the downside where I take it off. There's been no shot for me in terms of popping back up to get back into this trade, unfortunately. So we'll have to stick with what we've got on this name. I do want to jump, and we'll go over this in a quick second. I know we're going to be going to in Brendan shortly. But if you guys are trading DBVT here, it is a French ADR. It did bounce off that 4 level off after a failed breakdown. If I can get some shares short in Paris, I will be shorting it in front of this 465 price. That is in euros. So make sure you're tracking those levels in the US as well correspondingly. This is the primary market that it trades. Brendan is at the big screen. Time for some upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, that time once again. Let's have a look at upgrades and downgrades. We'll get you a few more symbols to have a look at. Noticed Alibaba, not a heck of a lot of volume, but Alibaba having a nice day, up 1.2% right now, following an upgrade. Intel, Under Armour, Wynn Resorts. I did see Intel in the pre-market, but wasn't really anything significant to look at as far as the trade possibility. Spotify to the downside on a downgrade, but Harley Davidson, 1.8%. Higher, even with a couple of downgrades today. Let's have a look at a couple of these charts. Yeah, Intel, I mean, it was gapping up, but a bit of a mess here in the pre-market overall. 45 ended up being the top. We're coming back into 44.75. We'll see what happens with Intel catching an upgrade early on this morning. Let's shift over to Spotify. Big move down. We were talking about this one throughout the session on Friday, if you remember, trying to test these lows once again. I guess we did break this low from late in the day, 234 here, but trying to hold 236 right now for Spotify, guys. A bit of a continuation move to the downside. Back to you.
I was debating getting, like I'm a holder of Spotify way lower, like in the 100, like mid 100s there. But yeah, I was looking, I got long off the direct listing there, and I thought, to take almost a double would have been good. And well, it's more than a double now, but that's come off a lot. I found one here, Snapchat, up 3%, much higher than the market. So if this market does want to go, we do have a beautiful little run up here in Snapchat. So we go long through 40.50. We're long here at 40.53. So I guess, I don't know how we got a 3 cent, or I guess probably only got a 2 cent break there. So we'll wait to see now upside here on Snapchat. That's the trade that I like right here. So we're long through 40.50. Microsoft, just to give you guys an update. That's Snap. MSFT over here on NASDAQ. Okay, now it's going back to the upside. I like this 203.50 break. So if the market does get weak, we're going to go short through Microsoft 203.50. And, you know, as a holder, that's not going to like it. But as today, I think this makes a lot of sense. It's up weaker than the market. So if the market does give back here, let's pick on Microsoft, like as opposed to Apple, right? Like Apple right here, still the same. They're both up around the same. It's just Microsoft double the price and actually doesn't move as violently as Apple. So I'm happy trading Microsoft rather than Apple today. So we're going to look on Microsoft short. We already are long Snapchat. No real targets to the upside. Let's just see if we can play some momentum and just keep on bringing this high side here. We have about a 50-cent stop or so, maybe back here to 40.20. So 30-cent stop. Let's see if we can make a 30-cent win.
Yeah, I was looking for 1650 on Spirit Airlines, but it is consolidating just above that price. You'll see it here at 94 by 95. It broke back up and took 17 once before dropping back in. I'm going to go high side break here, just watching a little bit of relative strength coming back into the markets. And this is one that I wanted to take a shot at a dip buy, so I'll go for that. Under Armour is approaching. Remember, I'm adding to that on a 1450 break, so it does go in the money for me slightly here. I'll take some profit scalping it, but I am looking to add at 1450 and looking to come in here on Spirit Airlines. 17.05 the breakout price for me.
Okay, here goes, to answer someone's question, I have daily goals as far as money and everything to make. So I think you got to have some kind of daily goals. I hit mine earlier, so, but yeah, you got to have them. But look at this, like if I stop when I hit my daily goals, then we don't give this one to you, which is more money right now, and that is Snapchat making moves to the high side right here. Let's see if it can withstand this, going up 64, 65. We'll take off a third here at 65. This happened real quick, so if we could take off a third here and put this profit in our, there it is. Bang! Nice little trade there. We'll hit the bang again. Look, man, now we are 1, 2, 3, like we're 5 for 5 now, including with Snapchat coming on board. I told you what we're doing differently, man. We're going bigger shares, less stocks, and giving you guys our ins and giving you our exact outs. And, you know, I've looked back, averaging in, you know, doesn't work. Obviously, if you use big shares, you can't average in. So we're going to watch on that one. Well, you could average in. You just got to make sure your targets are right. And there we go, out of a third of Snapchat there for a nice little win. Just surprised at how fast that moved there. I still want to play the momentum to the high side, so we're not dumping this right now. We're not dumping all of it, but that was a nice, beautiful win. Also, man, I mean, this is why I said on Friday how much I loved that Facebook quarter, and unfortunately, it just kept on tanking for us all day on Friday. As you can see, this is me like buying it the whole way. Thank God we picked up some beautiful bottoms down here. As those of you that watch the show know, we made back our money, but we were fighting this long the whole way. And then now today, I don't even have anything long. But I did talk about 268, I believe it was, in the pre-market. So hopefully you guys have that. Congratulations if you do. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Another name that typically pops up around earnings. Every time they report earnings, we see this lumber liquidators moving. Another one of those days. LL here up 17%. Decent volume behind this move as well. Just noticed coming back into the top end of the range on the daily chart. 27 could be an issue. At 26 right now for lumber liquidators, guys.
Approaching, of course, I'll actually go Yahoo or Yeehaw action. We always try to do that when we come out of Brendan into a winner. We are grinding towards the upside. I like the stable move that we're seeing in Under Armour here. I just sort of peg this one. It has positive news, not nearly as sexy, but you are seeing a clean upward trend. We're adding at 1450. I have scalped now half the, well, it will be half the trade out if it breaks that 1450 mark, and then I'm going to jump back into some shares on that level break. So all systems go for this move to the upside. I did want to talk quickly back over to XPeng. It is now leveling off here off this lower high, or sort of higher low, I should say. 21.28 is what we talked about it for the dip. We want it to go sideways and try and hold this level. Look, if it breaks 21, I think we're all done with the long, at least temporarily this morning. But I'm going to take one shot. If we can hold this 21.28, we'll jump into a long position on a bit of a bounce play on XPeng. It's not to throw money away in terms of the breakout to the long side, but I definitely like this if we're going to hang on to the sideways action that we are seeing here. But it's a relatively tight stop. That's one thing you can do to mitigate risk. either have a tighter stop when it comes to the amount of growth you're taking, or you can always jump your shares down just a little bit. SUP is basically flat. ISIG looks like we're going to be adding to this one. It's continuing to hold below that 130 mark. I definitely like that. But Under Armour, 1450 coming any second now, adding at 1450, not subtracting, guys.
All right. Yeah, Snapchat still ripping to the high side now, so it's the only trade we got on. There it is, another winner for you guys. Breaking through 40.50. We gave that to you on, even as it was happening or before it was happening. So here, 25 cents in the money, guys. Bang, let's just keep on hitting this one. Home runs to go here, needless to say. And we just take it out. There's another 25-cent winner for you and still moving. 30 cents now in the money goes Snapchat. And bada bing, bada boom so far today, man. Fastly, Neo, Snapchat, Tesla, and Bitcoin all just crushing it right now. I'm a holder of SPAQ, so that's gone. Just to show you guys, that. It's traded over now as FSR, I think is in New York. Yes, it is. So we go from one symbol to the other. So here's Fisker, man. I got to find my SPAC price. I think it's like around here. So if the shares are 1 for 1, I have to admit it, I've been lazy. I haven't checked the investment account, but FSR nicely up. That's the Fisker news. Obviously, that stock came live, I believe, not live, but it went to Fisker on Friday. So you could have had it 9 and change, bounced around a little bit. Now we're upside on this name. So Yahoo, another one for me. I just got to find out, if I have the shares yet. If I do, maybe we're willing to sell now. These stocks have gone, obviously parabolic in the EV space, and we can't talk about parabolic really unless we look at NEO, and that's just gone nuts here on the daily chart. You can see was only back in June, man, $7 up to 35, 5 times your money in a matter of 5-6 months. That's generally a pretty good sign that you may want to take some money off the table.
It's a tricky thing taking money. I mean, look, when you get things that move that far, you can get that FOMO action in terms of when you should sell. And I feel like the EV space it's a crazy one because there's been so many breakouts recently. You want to make sure you're holding on to a piece of your position, but it's a different type of stock because it is one that you do want to trade in terms of invest as well. But Under Armour just broke 1450. I wouldn't invest in this company. That's just me personally. But I am going long here. I already took some off when we got a dip buy. Yes, it hugged you off the entire way. And yes, I should have had more shares down here at 1420. I already said that. But we took profit. Now we're getting back into the position. Average price is going to be 39 because we added at 50s. Now we're trying to get to that 1475 mark. Under Armour spinning off their MyFitnessPal, and I keep saying it because oddly enough, I've used it for years, and that's the only reason that stuck out for me when they were selling this off. But Under Armour needs to find a way to get their stuff together, I should say. That's probably the correct way to say it. And focusing on your core business is a good way to do that. XPeng, look, we're not bouncing off of this level very much, that 21.28. It's still holding weakness and grinding towards the bottom. I want to see it bounce up and then hold some higher lows before we jump into this one. I just feel like with the market going and the EV space looking strong, maybe XPeng doesn't want to cooperate here as much as I would like.
All right, guys, and then we're still long right here. Snap, I'm just tweeting it out what our positions are right now. Long Snap, and it's long at $40.53, and we've already cashed out of some of that. So we'll just hit bang there. We'll send that out. Look, guys, 20, 40, 60. So we're out of 60% of Snapchat now to the high side. Great trade. We gave that to you. I actually called 80 cents would be our highest. We actually got out at 40 cents there. So good little movement on that side. And then I told you, I mean, you guys all know this, but every market move down is a buying opportunity. I hope you're able to capture that on Friday. And again, I mean, I'm not saying to hold these through the election, but if you have some of these winners on board today, you may want to at least lighten up a little bit, write some options or something to get off of some of the possible moves that are coming. I just think, again, any move down is a buying opportunity, and I truly do believe that. And I've been doing some buying here. Let's dump another 20% of Snap and only hold the last 20 just in case. This looks like it's coming down on the market here. What's up, Brendan, at the big screen? Small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Let's jump into a few things that were moving around. Pretty quiet morning overall in small cap world, but Neil's been mentioning this one, ANPC. This is the level I was looking at. If you go to the daily time frame, 450 here, ended up being support, a little bit of resistance then on the initial test. So we're back to 450 for the first time in a long time this morning. Did break it, came right back down, was consolidating below it. So my plan was just short in front of 450. If it held, we'll take it out on the flush. So we're all the way down to 375. Left a little bit of money on the table there, it looks like, on that trade this morning. But great opportunity for ANPC this morning if you saw that one early enough. This one, SUP, has been super boring. Not a lot of volume, starting to pop back up here to the top end of the range. But yeah, I did give you a little 15, 20 cent scalp depending on where you got that one in the morning. Let's shift over one more time if I can. Here we go. ISIG, yeah, 130 on the daily chart. Monster level if you have a look at that. Tried this one in the pre-market here just versus this high and the high from Friday. That obviously got broken, so out of that, tried it again versus 130. So we're working out of the second trade on the way back down now for ISIG. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, and we do like that segment. I see some people talking. It's really nice to hear, talk like that and looking at small caps, looking at finance. We do have, you can see coming up and on the board there, Money Talks is coming up. That's where Brendan will look at different currencies. So we don't trade Forex here, although our platform can hold the Forex trade. It's just we choose to look at what we do best at, I believe, anyways, and that is equities. So we'll continue to do that here today as my eyes going everywhere. We did get out of some of that snap there at 63, like we talked about off the long 53. So out, and now we'll just hold the rest again right till about here. $40.25. So we can lose on the last 20%. If you haven't hit your goal, if money is, something that you want to try to protect right now, you may watch out, because I did have a sell idea in mind today, guys, for this market. And I was really surprised that we did head upside. I was debating coming in and selling off some of the positions that I've put on, but the market just continues to be super strong here. So like I said, I did some buying Microsoft 101.11, I think it was, or so on Friday night. So nice to see that back up to 205. And yeah, we waited. Oh, yeah, it was about 201. So it's about in here. It does go, it breaks 200 actually. The one thing that I was really proud of, and if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. I got a message from my kid that just university. So he's 18 years old only. And he messaged me on Friday night and he said, "Dad, I bought some Apple at close. Was that a good idea?" That just made me super proud. What's up, B?
FedEx, guys, just saw a little note there on FedEx raising Europe to U.S. charging. So anything coming Europe to U.S. charging for FedEx going up a quarter cent, 25 cents, sorry. 2.5% here for FedEx. We're kind of breaking this top end of the range on the daily time frame, 265 to 266. Big time level for FedEx, guys.
And there was a big time level. It does seem like on Spirit Airlines. It wasn't a 1650, but I wanted to buy the turn back to the upside on it. We did do that through 1705. I just took some out on the northbound side of VWAP here for a 10-cent win. And on this stock, I'm usually just going to get out every 10, 15, 25, all the way up to what I think should be a bit of a level here, 1750. That's just what we flushed off of the open. It's not a tremendous amount of volume on Spirit, relatively speaking, but just catching a bit of a dip buy in Spirit. I feel like that's always going to be the airline lately that I'm going to play to the long side. Speaking of long trades, Under Armour does continue to move up nicely for us here. It did just break that 1450, of course, that we talked about. I tried to get some shares out here just on the way up. If it goes to 55 and then 60, 65, 70, that sort of thing on the way upside, we're going to take advantage of it. I do want to go back over to ISIG. This is the one that this is from last week, of course. It went parabolic to the upside a couple of sessions ago. This is what you're going to see on the daily chart. Better look here at the 15-minute. A few levels. 150, that's the first level you can look off. The one that I'm trading off of is this. Friday top, also the afternoon on Thursday. This is the high as well. Sean mentioned something about averaging in. What I have found with these stocks is you have to have an amount that you're willing to lose, a target area out, and then how you get in doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter how you accumulate shares. If you get an average price that you want, which to me was going to be in the mid to high teens, so that if it breaks out through that 130, I'm risking about 20 cents or so, which is about the same as the target that I'm going to have to the downside, between $1 and 80 cents. Obviously, that's a 20-cent range to take shares out. So on my average out, I like to be at about 90 cents, so you're winning about 1.5 to 1. You go through all those numbers there. If you don't get into this, if you just try to get into this trade one time and one time only, you might miss it. So on small cap stocks, I feel like adding multiple times is the way to get in. But you have to go through that entire process. What do I want my average price to be? How many shares am I willing to take? What is my out going to be? How much slippage do I have to anticipate? So all of those things, and you should be okay. I will go back over to ANPC, which is Leveling off here at 375. We talked about that level on the way down, needing it to break to take some more shares out. Doesn't quite get to 350, unfortunately, just down here at 360. I was sitting at 58. It went to 60 and turned on a dime here to the upside. I would give it one shot if it pulled back up here to 4 even, maybe to short. Otherwise, I feel like this party is already over to the downside. As I mentioned, ISIG, I won't be taking it off till it gets closer to $1 even. Still can't look to trade that Hertz. And for those of you that were watching, I told you I would short DBV if I had it in front of that 460, and this is in Paris. If you're trading it over here in North America, and you can trade it on the NASDAQ, it is an ADR. It is back down at this level, that 4 even in Paris. It keeps bouncing over and over again, so just watch out. If it takes out the current low over in the NASDAQ and you're watching this name, certainly I would not be touching it. That's correspondingly like 225 or so. That would be a level break. Once Europe closes in an hour, I would expect to see the volume dry up in this name. If you're trading it, you've got to know it's an ADR that trades primarily in Paris. Very, very important information. If you shorted it here, and we can't because it's restricted, when I said to go short in Paris, certainly would have been a good one. But guys, if you can't track it over in Paris, you should definitely trade cautiously in that name. I just want to quickly jump back over to FSR. We did talk about this a little bit here. Brendan may bring it up. I think Sean as well. It is pulling back below this $12 level. However, I like this one for a buy the dip. I would prefer it at VWAP. Certainly here, guys. It's just worth noting, of course, it did take over SPAC. That's why on our charts, you're not going to see it carry over. Maybe you do have yours with the corresponding levels in its price history. $9 was a key price level on that one. We're long past that now. I just like some psychological levels when you get moves to the upside, like 25% sticks out. So you get the close on SPAC at 9-ish, 25% move to the upside. We'll give you like 11.25. That's another dip buy place where I think we could run into some support on this name. Just worth noting, it also happens to be exactly right here in the opening range when it pulled back in. So sometimes you look at arbitrary numbers when people start saying, well, if it's X amount in the money, this is where I would, maybe buy back in or take some profit off. When it holds that 25% mark from the changeover, I definitely like that to the upside to be support in the incoming days and weeks. As I did say, of course, ISIG holding in the money. I'll take a first shot at FSR if it breaks back above and holds this 12 even. I would much prefer to be buying VWAP in this case. Don't want to chase it too far here, but you are seeing some nice levels start to form in Fisker, the new EV maker.
All right, we refilled our coffee. I talked to a couple traders, and yeah, everyone's pretty nervous about this election tomorrow. So we're gonna have to wait to see what does come through with that news. And yeah, it's gonna be a spicy one, needless to say. I'm very excited about it. Tomorrow we'll be back live on the show and having a good one. I refilled my coffee more for heat than anything else. I had about like 2/3 left, and it was almost ice cold here. So. Coffee, nice. Okay, 205 here. Microsoft still not doing anything. We're waiting for 203.50 to break on the downside. Snapchat does go back down just to where we're talking about here. 204.40, or sorry, 204. 40.40 was going to be our out there. I didn't put an order in, so let's just get out right now and lose on the last 20% here of this trade. It's a 17-cent loss. This is a 40-cent win, so we're all good on that. And if we get out right now, it's even less than that. What's up, B?
One from the oil and gas sector. Looks like earnings for Par Pacific, PARR, a little thinly traded, but we're right at some significant levels here on the daily chart for PARR. They're in the manufacturing side of the energy group. Energy group and earnings were better than expected, so PARR. Valeria is watching what's going on over in Europe this morning. We had the time change, Valeria, so we're back to about an hour left to go over in Europe. What's up?
Hey Brandon, European markets rise on upbeat manufacturing data. UK's online supermarket Ocado is up more than 8% after it announced plans to buy 2 US robotic startups. Back to you.
Yeah, and lots of earnings over in Europe as well, and deal making as well that Neil's watching, guys.
Deal. It's all about those deals, and certainly you're going to see a little bit of that happen. And we try to cover the ones that are relevant to you guys, certainly, and try to stick to just that. Have not talked about this name in a while, but just looking for names to short in the EV, in the electric vehicle space, or and then Nickel is always going to stand out for me as one of those. I'm seeing it pull back in, a little bit of a sympathy buy. I'm assuming. for Nikola. But if it rolls back down through VWAP, I'm going to be taking the short in this one. I don't know why I didn't consider this before, but thankfully it hasn't quite formed any kind of a breakdown point at this 1175 just yet. This would have been a good one to take off the double top. Certainly speaking, I feel like it's only up because of sympathy, and that's why I like it. So 1875, I'll definitely favor that one. Spirit Airlines, if it breaks back down below 17, that break is off. The market's starting to roll over here, and I want to make sure I'm getting out of that one, taking the profit and running as we can.
Okay, I'm seeing a story here about Sony with TikTok. I think that's a good one. So Sony right now makes a deal with TikTok. I don't know about that deal, but watch out here if you do have shares. Here it goes, 85.85. I think this is probably worth testing out a little bit just in case there is something here on this news. So Sony right now, 85.85. We'll take a small little shot here just in case there's something on this name. But there goes Sony right now, looking to see if it wants to go. We'll look at some more charts here, 3, 4, 5 minutes and whatnot. It needs to take out that 85.85 level, and then we'll take it. What's up, B?
Yeah, it's a Bloomberg report here. Looks like they've secured the rights to recording of thousands of artists in New Deal with Sony. So I'll keep looking through this. But yeah, Bloomberg reports the TikTok-Sony combination, guys.
Okay, good on that one. I do love TikTok, and I mean, I don't have it, but whoever winds up getting that, I don't even know if they've settled that with Oracle yet, or Microsoft, or Walmart. Like, I don't even know the story anymore. Oh, here we go. Here's my kid. Oh, thanks. Hey, you're welcome, man. Again, there we go. My son watching the stream and getting some, feelings because, again, man, I love you and thank you so much for watching and taking the advice. Look, I just wish that I had sort of started, and I did start investing at your age. So I think that's super important, man. And thanks for, it's nice when your kids listen to you. The little ones, not so much. The older ones, definitely a little bit better. And I think that was a great call, man. Buying some Apple at the close. If you're still watching this, let me know what price. But again, a fantastic little buy there. Anytime the market dips down, I think we got to be looking at some buying opportunities there. So good job, my man. I hope you're studying lots at school. Don't focus too much on the market. Let me worry about that. But it is nice to hear that he's going with some of those ideas. Microsoft right now. Don't short this one, my son. But if it does break through 203.50, I like it on the short side.
Did you see Microsoft going short?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I mean, look, we talked about this. The context of shorts here has more to do with, I think, the uncertainty around the election. When it comes to that, I think the DOJ, I mean, ultimately, they're looking to hold up in terms of defending that TikTok ban because things aren't settled right now, Sean. So the ban is still looming, of course, until things do get firmed up. But certainly looking to continue to see if they can hold up those restrictions that they have against TikTok. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Kind of felt like the U.S. government got bored with that whole story and just kind of put it on the back burners and never went back to it. So we're still waiting on the TikTok finalization here. Digital Ally, we were talking about this one last couple of days of last week, was doing some volume. Look at the volume coming back in here for DGLY, up 12.5%, guys.
Order locked and loaded for not Fisker, but Nikola here to the downside if that one takes it. I like that much better. I don't know why I didn't think of it that first. Under Armour pulling back in a little bit here. I talked about that 14.20 that we should have had before. We'll give it to this 14.30 area, and I think I'll be trying to buy the dip down here. It happens to be VWAP, but that was also the higher low. It was a bit of a breakout at that price. That's when I initiated the position. It then holds up on a bit of a dip at that same area. So if we get down to that 30, I'm going to be buying one more time here and see if I can't continue this trend. It's kind of one of those, I'm anticipating a bit of a trend to the upside and then trying to get back at least halfway towards some of the highs that got made on Friday at about 15 even on Under Armour. So that's the play we have here. If it breaks down, sort of below that 20 mark, we'll just get out of it. But the upside certainly there, and we've already taken some profit on Under Armour. I don't expect it to move too fast because Under Armour doesn't do as much relative volume as some other names in the market, so we can hang on to this one safely. Save back to break even, but I'm getting out at 17 even. Market's starting to roll over. I don't want to hold an airline if we break 3,300 on the ES.
And by the way, here goes Softy. We're short 203.45. I got a bid coming up around here, so let's see if we just get down just a little bit more and see, man. I called this market rolling over. We went short there on Microsoft. Could have gone Apple, could have gone anything. We did get out of our Snapchat, so sometimes you got to have that sense, guys. I'm watching so many things, thinking about things, hosting the show, comedy, everything, giving you some family stories here as well. but you got to watch the markets. We thought about a rollover right there. It looked pretty weak. You could see the market coming down. We had that idea. Let's go. Where am I? I'm sitting right there, and bang, there it is. A quick little winner right there on Microsoft as we give you that trade, and then it comes through. Short 203.50, out 203.10 right there. A big win there for Microsoft. It's only 40 cents, guys, but I mean, we go top to bottom here is like $1. So we'll take out that. The whole move today is $1. So we'll take out 40 cents, hold the rest just in case it snaps even further to the downside. But yo, once again, guys, we got it going. And look, if I'm making a dad look cool, then call me a dad, because that's exactly what I am. That's my #1 job. What up, B?
Another one we haven't mentioned that I know of yet this morning. Apologies if we had. Workhorse, guys, 3% still. Was obviously a lot higher than this. 1650 up here was a decent level on the daily chart, but Workhorse fading off here pretty quickly on decent volume, guys.
All of these names are starting to fade off here. I was just looking at Lee. I'm now looking at Xpeng. We have the order locked and loaded to go on Nikola. If that breaks to the downside, so far Spirit's holding up, and that's in the airline space. But watch this little, I guess, pivot price, whatever you want to call it here. Not actual pivot, but you're talking about in the charts where you had previous support break through and then immediately hold up as resistance. And I'm looking at 21.25 to 21.30. So if I jump into Xpeng, and I've only been, we had a quick short, then we had the breakout long. Now I'm looking to go short again off of 21.25 area on this name. Watch out for Under Armour. If it breaks 20, I'm going to be out of that one. I'm still in Spirit, guys. And I think, Daryl, I just saw one of our guys in the chat here talking about how it is holding VWAP. If it breaks below 17, I'll be out of it. But this is just a 10-cent scalp trade. I think it has a little bit more to go. If the futures can hold up here, this is a place that I definitely like for a bit of a long, just because of the structure of it. It had already made a bottom. It's now trying to hold a psychological level and VWAP here. So got a good one on here. We've already taken profit on Spirit. Just not going to give it past that 17 in case it wants to test that low, guys. So Nikola is going to be my rollover trade in the EV space if it breaks that 75 mark. Just hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Yep, we just continue to rock and roll here. You know what? This might be a time to look back into NEO. Okay, so the only position we have on, you can see it. It's a 25-cent winner right now for Softy. That position's on board, and we're actually looking for lower, unfortunately. Like I said, I had a feeling that today's market would be low, so that's why we take out, you know, a $9 winner here on Tesla to start the day. So if you're just joining us right to start the day off, we had some great ideas to go throughout today so far. That was a fantastic one. Fastly, we've already talked about that long and we're out. NEO comes right back down to the bottom. Look, double longs here. Bang, bang. Now we start to get faded out. So yeah, I like the short right now. Just wondering if there is going to be at some point a bottom. Look, coming into elections, I don't expect the market actually to move much unless we get some early poll numbers, but we're already getting those. And the thing is, nobody trusts the polls, right? So, I mean, until the market actually comes in tomorrow, even tomorrow, evening might not be settled. Even Wednesday morning, the election probably won't be settled. Maybe even this week, the election may not be settled from what we're hearing. So, get ready for volatility and just, I would take out, again, we've had big wins. And like I said, we're at our highest spot right now today that we've been at all day. So we keep the train rolling here, but you got to pick your spots, man. And it's 10:40, so it's time for Brendan at the big screen. And yeah, I hella like what he's about to throw down.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500. Lots of positivity right across the board is what Sean is referring to. 1.3% for the S&P 500 right now. I mean, very obvious names standing out here on the negative side of things. All the travel names really, NCLH, CCL, RCL. Some of the airlines in here negative as well, AAL, UAL, and Love. Love actually leading today, which is interesting, 3.25% to the downside. But Norwegian, the one coming out today, saying that they're extending their suspension of operations, even though back on Friday, they got the go-ahead from the U.S. Health Agency to resume operations. Norwegian not going to do so. Twitter over here, 3% again today to the downside after that earnings report last week. Overall, communication stocks are positive. Energy stocks are also positive in the corner here. COG, the only one negative there with earnings this morning as well. But it's all about the banks today. The banking sector here, every single name in positive territory, led by the diversified financials, insurance companies, the individual banks on the side here. But this entire group in positive territory. Tech stocks also very strong. This entire group pretty much. A couple of little ones down here negative, but the rest though very, very positive. WU, PayPal here, LDOS, FLT, all 3+% to the upside. Industrials, consumer discretionary names, very positive as well, outside of the ones that we were talking about, guys. Travel-related names to the downside, 1.25% now for the S&P 500. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Brendan. As you can see, the market is trying to level off. Just going to go over the ES for a quick second so you guys can see what we're talking about here. Trying to level off around that 3,300 mark. If we do make a bit of a turn here, like I said, I have 2 long positions on. One on news is going to be Under Armour. The other one is Spirit Airlines. And it's breaking this 3,300. The reason why I'm not going to be all over along an airline, if we take that out, certainly might give back a little bit more of what you're seeing is a clean upside day almost across the board in the markets. I do like that Spirit, but here comes Twitter through that low. It's 40 even. I've had this one in for I don't know how long I've had this order in, probably at least a half an hour. So we're about to take 40 to the bottom. I'm going to jump into the short trade on Twitter when it eventually does break. A little bit of size on the level 2, not a whole lot though, guys. So not a lot in the way of breaking this level to 40 even. It's just psychological and market headed southbound.
Okay, guys, Microsoft, you want to talk about a big winner? We hit those things and we go chicken dinner winner again here. As Softy just keeps on coming down, we take it out for 40 cents for the first time. And now, guys, guess what? There's a 55-cent winner right there for Microsoft to the downside. We notice Farfetch moving here on a possible Alibaba deal. We take long 32.05. We get out there 30, so that's a quick little 25-cent win. Now, I mean, the move just happened there, so we got to watch out Farfetch now. Maybe back down to VWAP. We'll see if it comes back down here to 30. Small. We'll lose on this, obviously. If it goes back down, well, we put that 30 cents in our pocket. So now if it comes back to 30, it'll be a loss, but it'll be a small one. We also get into Sony right now. So Sony takes off the top here at 85.85. So right now, 2 longs, man, Farfetch and Sony, and then the short of all shorts right now, as we rain down the money, and Microsoft just keeps on coming back to the downside here. A nice smooth 80-cent win there for you. So yeah, I just added a few names to the old cap there, and we swing and we do not miss. Big time wins happening all over the place right now, guys. That is the last one, is Microsoft. Watch it keep falling down here.
Yeah, market's still falling down. So Twitter, right at that level here, I want to take the break of 40 even. If I saw a little bit more size and the market wasn't as bad pulling back in, I would consider that whole scalp in, direct market access. We can take 1s and 2s, get them out for like 5-10 cent wins. Not going to be doing that because I said it's not a humongous level here. So it just broke, and I got 96s in on Twitter. I just want to make sure you guys can see on my 15-minute chart here. Nothing to this downside. You know what happened here for the breakdown. So this is what's been happening to the last couple of sessions and then continuing this weakness. We haven't broken the low in the futures just yet, but piling in the market selling on Twitter down 3%. Let's see if we can get it down to 75 and then 50 from there. Twitter, 40 even break just happened for you guys.
Yeah, Twitter, I know you were in that name earlier, so yeah, let's see if it can still get going and make that move happen. Microsoft, big move happening right now as well. We were just in that short. Now the market rips upside, so you got to watch out, man. We're going to give this one some room. It was just 80, 90 cents in the money. While you were gone, Brendan, I got into Farfetch here and took a nice little win to the upside. So when you have that story, maybe we can come with that, as I did explain a little bit to them that it was something about Alibaba. So Farfetch here with a nice investment from Alibaba, ripping to the high side. We get in super late up here. So that's why I'd like to see maybe if there is some follow-through news on this name here. Farfetch, guys, up. We took that 1%, like in at 31, out at 31.30. So that's 30 cents on 30. It's a 1% win. So anyways, today we go Farfetch, GBTC, Microsoft, Neo, Snap, Sony now, and Tesla. We're 7 for 7, so we're going to hit the cowbell, but we are going to throw it over to Brendan. Here it goes. Here goes Farfetch right now, Brendan.
Yeah, not seeing maybe 300 million. Yeah, not seeing any definitive numbers when it comes to this investment, but Alibaba in talks, guys, with Farfetch. So nothing maybe ironed out yet, but I'll keep an eye on this, guys.
We got a question, and I asked in the chat here, if you ever ask for when to get into a stock, that type of thing, always let us know what your time frame is, because the question was about Neo, and then apparently for both an investment and a day trade. It's a day trade. Look, you can defend this 3260 area if you would like. It's just a risk to reward thing, I suppose, and buying the dip is good. I definitely like a few levels a little bit better. This 3150 down to about 31 and change is a bit of a price target range. If it gets down there, I think you got a better buy for both of those reasons. I would take a look at those. We are looking like we want to break out through that low. And anytime you get a move like this, I mean, even the 15-minute chart is going to tell you a bit of a story about what's been happening to this name. You will see some profit taking. So you want to be patient and let it come to you just a little bit, guys. Spirit does bounce back to the upside. Twitter is flat. So the market catching a bit of a bounce, but Twitter not really bouncing around too much. It is consolidating around this 40 area. A couple levels to work off here. Now, this was the original move down to 40.10 and change 40.12. That's where my out is going to be. So I'll round it up to the teens. I'll give it about 20 pennies. And then first target is 20 pennies downside. So that's always going to be my structure in both directions here. But just using the opening range bottom as my out of this short.
20% is definitely nice on Twitter. I don't know what is going to be nice on this one. What about 70 right here on Farfetch? Making moves to the high side. This could be enough for me to get out right now and just continue with this name because, or continue with our day here. Actually, scrap that. We're about to take this out right now. 82 cents in the money right now on Farfetch. So looking to hit something here. Why not just hit? We're smoking right now. Nobody can stop us as it just keeps on going to the high side right now. That is Farfetch. I mean, this is a break spot right here. $32. So sorry. Oh no, we're above that right now. What is this? This is 33. Yeah, we took this out. This daily chart not adjusting properly. So we'll have to wait to see as we're well above this now. So okay, Farfetch, $33 now breaking. So here we go. $1 now in the money on Farfetch, 30 cents in the money on Microsoft, and Sony, a small 11-cent loser right now. As this one does go in the money for us, not much. They're taking this TikTok deal, so we might just get out of this one. No action there. But there goes Farfetch, Neil, $1.20 in the money. That's not bad at all.
Just watching Bed Bath & Beyond making some moves to the upside. I see everyone talking about it and asking about it. I'm not actually aware of the news that'll come in. Just check it in a quick second. I was just looking at Twitter there. Well, Twitter for Bed Bath & Beyond, but also Twitter I have that position on. Just watching 2050 get taken out on this name, and there goes my daily chart not working. But this level right here, right now, I mean, you go back into last week, and you're going to see on my 15-minute chart, Bed Bath & Beyond. This is like a pivot area, and it's a big one here. 2060. This is a high today. This was a high going back to the morning on Friday. This was also support going into the day before that. So I caught an upgrade. That's the only piece of news here. But this 2060 level, not random. I like this for a break. Certainly you'll see it. If you look at a 1-minute chart, you're not going to like that for a break. But you look at it on the 15, sticks out like a sore thumb here at 2060.
All right, I mean, we just keep on getting hot fire here. So Pokeroo's like, hey, when are you going to slow down? I'm not, Pokeroo, I'm not. 33.25 here. We'll get out if this does come back down. But right now, Farfetch, man, there's $1.70 in the money. Like, gave this one to you when it went actually against us. So you could easily have this Farfetch trade with us on. And it's a big one. So we're watching this one go to the high side. We might as well just dump this Sony now. It's not like I have very, very small shares. Never trade this one. But this one looks like it may be a loser. So we may go 7 for 8. This is why I don't like putting these on because not much happening in a name like Sony. Like when we saw that news story and nothing happened, we should have probably flew from it. $34, we stopped there. I may just take this out for a smooth $2 on Farfetch, but it's still making moves to the high side right now, as well as Microsoft battling back to where we got in. So I may just dump this one right here, 203.75. Yeah, you know what? If Microsoft does go back to the high side there, let's not hold this one. I know I love Microsoft long, and it just doesn't feel right to hold this name short, but we already did take a nice little 50-cent win short, so we could take a 30-cent loser to the high side. 203.76. We'll get out of Microsoft, but what a great day this has been, guys. We have no LFT. We're at our highest spot all day, and yeah, man, the swishes just keep on coming, and there's the Halloween disco ball. I guess that's got to get changed off our board, but you can still celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, you can still celebrate Halloween. I mean, it's still November, right? So give it a couple of days. My decorations are still up, and probably going to take a while to take them off. Maybe give it the week. Spirit Airlines holds VWAP in 17 even here, so still have the long position on. Until it breaks up towards that quarter, we're not going to really take anything else off, and we have a 17 even out on that name. Under Armour also holding up rather nicely. There was one little dip buy we were able able to take, but just got the Bed Bath & Beyond break at 2060. We showed you guys the daily chart for that one and why, up to the 15-minute chart for that one and why I liked it on that break at 2060, despite the fact that it is already making a parabolic move up and up 4%. Already time for Money Talks. Wowzers, 10:50 already. Let's go to the big screen with Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at foreign exchange land. Some U.S. dollar weakness coming back into play, obviously ahead of the election tomorrow. So a lot of these going to be higher so far today, led by our Canadian dollar here, 75.3 once again. For the CAD, up about 0.3%. You can see euro pound is higher. That means these two going to be a little bit lower. 0.2% for the euro. British pound 0.35% to the downside. There's still a lot of question marks surrounding COVID in the UK. We mentioned brand new national lockdown once again going into place today for the UK. So that, along with some Brexit concerns still lingering, back below 129 here for the British pound. Swiss franc and Japanese yen, both in positive territory. Australia and New Zealand following suit. We also have Ethereum in positive territory. Bitcoin, though, down now 1%. It was higher first thing this morning, but has turned negative here, 13,500 for Bitcoin. Guys, back over to you.
All right, we come back and yeah, we're just going to smile again because there it is again. We get out of that far fetch for a great little win there at 33.50. It does go as high as $34. We wait for that even level. Look, I love trading off evens. You already all know that if you've been watching that. So here's the long 32 even out at 32.30. We capture that small 1% like we said, and then we rip that thing to the upside and just watch it just take our net to the oblivion right now. So you're welcome, Riza. And again, guys, some of the love on here really means a lot to us. Thank you, Riza, and for everybody up here that was talking all about everything, all the trades that we've given today. Tesla, a great one. Neo, a great one. Farfetch, another one. Fastly, Microsoft right now, another great one as we bouncing around off of 203. So watch out now. We may get out of this one with only an hour to go in the show. It's been a good one, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and just keep on watching. More fun to come.
And continue to grind to the upside. Now the market levels off, you're going to see Under Armour here. It bounces off VWAP, and I keep talking about this 1430 area that I like, and 1420 is a stop out. Just missed a chance to dip by. A little bit too picky with a passive order. And we talk about this, passive versus aggressive. Sit around and wait on the bid and hope you get a fill. Or when it bounces to the upside, get aggressive and just get in here, which is what I should have done at 35. But it's one of those things that you can look back in hindsight, and hindsight is always going to be 2020. Bed Bath & Beyond continues to grind higher, that 2060 break to the upside, trying to sustain it here. Now, obviously, you can see multiple moves up. It's already put in. The last break was on volume at 2045. I just liked what I saw when I looked at this level right here at 2060 on the 15-minute chart here, going back to Friday's action and then the day before that as well. So a bit of a continuation push here in Bed Bath & Beyond. See if we can't get it up towards that 21. And if it breaks 21, wowzers, there's certainly room to go all the way up to 2150. Lots of room for this to still continue its run to the upside on BVBY. We got that long Under Armour long working, and Spirit Airlines holding up as well to the long side. The short and ANCP, no reason to get out of that, ANPC I should say, no reason to get out as long as it's below $4, guys.
Yeah, no, so I know Neil right now is short Twitter. I'm short Microsoft. We do like, I like the short anyways through here, but watch out now. The NASDAQ may take this. And if it does take this, you have some bottoms here. That's 11,140. Let's call 11,150 if you get up here, just so you guys can see. This is like a pretty key area right here. Bounce, 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 resist, resist, breakthrough. We may take out the high side. So watch your shorts, guys. What up, B?
Yeah, worth mentioning as well, guys. NASDAQ, tech stocks, definitely stronger than the ES right now as well. So anytime in the past we've seen tech stocks kind of leading the way back higher, that is worth noting. This one we talked about earlier, Digital Ally, again, day highs here on significant volume, 19%. Only thing really worth noting on Digital Ally is they released a software update for one of their most popular products back on Friday that everyone thought was great, obviously. But nice move here, clearing some resistance on the daily chart for DGLY, guys.
A good look on Digital Ally. I just got a question I'll answer in the chat, but it's a good one. And I said about being more aggressive on the dip in Under Armour. And someone asked, do I use market order for that? When I say that, no. I never use market orders. Well, I almost never use market orders under any circumstances, very few situations where I would, but a marketable limit order is what I mean. And that just, if you look at a level 2 here, let's say I wanted to buy shares aggressively, I could just bid 40, 49 or 50, and because it's trading below that price, when I looked at it, it's marketable, meaning it's going to attack the market and it's going to give me an offer right away. A market order is going to be priced all the way up to infinity, and then I'm buying any price that it tries to find and fill that order in volume. So there's always a price you're not willing to pay. That's my creed. So therefore, I use marketable limit orders in that situation. You cross up a few cents, whatever is necessary to get your position, but don't go too far because you don't want an adverse fill or a bad one. We try to keep education front of the mind here. And speaking of that, a little bit more of a fun look, I think, this time with our educational video. Although every single video or movie that we talk about on this particular video, our top trading movies, you can learn something from. That's what makes them cool. They're fun to watch and definitely something to learn. So check out our Market Wisdom channel as we are dropping that. The link should be there in about 45 minutes or so. Keeping it lighter on this one. And we don't want to give too much away, but all three I would put in the category of must watch for any trader, Sean.
Yeah. I'll give mine away. Wolf of Wall Street. So if you want to watch that one, I mean, obviously, I think that's a great movie. It's a better book, but Jordan Belfort there, if you haven't known anything about that, watch the review there. And definitely Wolf of Wall Street, good to go for me. Okay, Microsoft, 203.45, man. We just broke it. I mean, Neil's talking about Under Armour there. Long, we have a 60-cent win right now on Microsoft going to the downside. So we're going to wait to see on this name. No idea. I am pretty weak on the market right now. We just gave you the reason why. It's this little failed level here, 111, 140. So watch out for that. This is the NQs. So again, we're watching Microsoft. So we are going to watch the NASDAQ, although it is a member of the S&P 500. You could definitely watch that. I'm going to check back in on some banks. NEO, again, we're 2 for 2 on that. Big wins here. Looks like it's trying to get a base here. I would think this is another great long if you did want it, 33.25. We're going to be going long if it does get back up to 33.25. You could play some dips right now. If you really did want. We've dipped down here in the pre-market to 32.60, so this could be a spot to think about going long. I'm not going to. The market's just been coming in so much. We already are short. This Sony trade is embarrassingly low amount of shares. I still think it can go on the TikTok news, but whatever, we're going to wait on that one. And if it can get back to positive, right now we're Fastly. That's 1 for 1. Farfetch, bang, you see the damage has been done on that one. Microsoft, we're 1 for 1 on this one right now. NEO, we just went over that. Snapchat's been an absolutely fantastic trade out of the long side for us today. This is 80% out, and then we get out of 20% there for a 20-cent hit. That's been a good trade. And then Tesla, if those of you that were with us early, absolutely destroyed. My number one stock is NEO, but right behind it still is Tesla. But here comes Microsoft, man. Still that 40-cent winner for you.
And speaking of winners, to the upside at least, I mean, you're talking about some good shorts there. I got stopped out of Twitter. It did break back up there, and if that short doesn't work, it means the longs might be. So get back to Spirit Airlines. It held VWAP. It held 17 even. I just took some out, like I said, before 25. Then just took some out on the north side of that as well. So still have the long overall, and I'm going to hang on to it, as you can see, to take some out in front of 1750, which is the ultimate target up. So nice little bounce in that name. And I still, of course, am going to be long in Under Armour. We've had this one all morning. And this is something that should be mentioned here. You know, we do the watch list. We go over all of those names for you. If there's something that's interesting, certainly, you know, there was news in Under Armour, and I like that one for a bit of a buy today. And Sean managed to catch that Farfetch. Brennan comes with names all the time. We're going to be dropping other symbols as they're moving, or we find something interesting there. So yes, great foundation on the watch list. That's not going to be the only thing to look at for names to trade, guys. That's why we do have some names for winners that are not on the list. Make sure we get to those as we can, often as possible. Bed Bath & Beyond, looking like it wants to retest back in. I'm giving it to 2045. I might not have mentioned that to you guys, but you look at this consolidation before. The top end of that is going to be my out. I literally got almost top wick here, 2075, that quarter, just psychological. If it holds this consolidation here, not a bad place to jump into some more shares with the same stop. It's already 11 o'clock. That means it's time to go to Valeria at the big screen, our European update.
Hey guys, positive manufacturing data is boosting European shares. Germany is up 2%. France is up 2.14%. Italy is up 2.38%, and Britain is up 1.42%. Online, UK supermarket Ocado is up 8.39% after it upgraded its full-year earnings outlook. Back to Neil.
Thank you very much, Valeria. Just to go back over to cover some of the positions that we have on right now, I already mentioned to you guys Under Armour in terms of taking profit and where we want to do so on this name, but our stop has not moved. Watch out, Nikola, sorry, new position alert there. It just took out 1875, so I can kind of cover Under Armour in a little bit, but we're looking for something to fade off of as the market rolled over. You talked about the EV space. I jump into Nikola here just on this little break. It had double bottom pulling back in at 1875, so just waited for that level to go. And now in the southbound trading Nikola, some obvious targets you can throw out there. Low of the days at 1835, 1850, another one as well, where it jumped, had a bit of a jump off this morning. What I would call a sympathy play to the upside. I saw some fireworks, and I feel like that means we might have just hit a round number when it comes to likes. So thank you guys so much for all of the support there. If you're enjoying the show, do let us know about it. You can always like, you can always subscribe. We do love it when you guys do that. I always want to check in. When I get Nikola to the short side, are we getting follow through to the downside on the leader of the pack? And NEO is starting to come in as well. So I like the fact that we just broke pre-market lows on NEO while we got into short of Nikola. And again, it's not that they have to follow each other, guys. I just like the fact that it happens to. You're going to see a little something there coming up at 11:40. A little something new, the brainchild of Brennan, a bit of a morning wrap. I don't want to spoil it, guys, but we try to review what's going on in all the stocks that we are trading, and a little bit of a new something here that we're going to be doing at the end of the show so you guys can follow along. Nikola, I'm definitely willing to give it back to this top here at 1893, see if we can't get back at the bottom. If it consolidates lower than VWAP, good place to add. But 1895, 19 even, that would be my stop out. I like the fact the market is starting to slide down with me, but also the electrical vehicle names in general, guys. Just going to go back to Spirit Airlines for you. As we're holding in the future, now this is an important one here, we're right at that 3,300 mark. The fact that we've held a bit of a bottom and Spirit has decided to go anyways, I just had a bit of a volume spike here that I feel like was a dark pool. So unless there was news that just dropped that I don't know about in Spirit Airlines, I like the fact that it's in my favor. You're going to see me take a 30-cent winner here, so we'll slay this dragon. You got to pick out some names that you like when they're going to get some flushes to the downside, and you've seen me jump over to save. I probably almost like 4 or 5 days in a row now. It's just the airline that I like to bottom pick on, and certainly working out again today. My ultimate target is the bottom of the pre-market range here at 1745. I think we run into some resistance at 1750, but this was a nice one for us here. Just waited for it to settle down and cash a turn on Spirit. Brennan, what's up?
Yeah, I mentioned this one earlier. Lumber liquidators, day highs here once again through that 2650 area. A little bit of volume coming back in on a screener. This was earnings. Once again, if you missed it in the pre-market, better than expected for LL, guys.
Good look there. Lumber Liquidators. That's a bit of a new name. I just want to go over to Peloton here. You're talking about some of these names that you want to try to catch strong moves in. What's relatively strong? You see the market pull back into some levels. Something holding VWAP. Not bad on a pullback on Peloton here. Its volume is okay, and it is up 4%, outpacing the market. So it's relatively strong. It just put in a lower high. It is trying to hold above VWAP. If it forms a bit of a wedge here above this 114 mark, maybe that's something in the afternoon to watch. Bed Bath & Beyond continues to pull back in, so 2045, and it'll be a mixed result on that breakout. We already took some profit, but the rest will take a hit on. We flat if it breaks 2045. Fortunately for us, Under Armour and Spirit both working in terms of long trades. We'll see what happens with Bed Bath & Beyond.
Traded that. So Microsoft making moves, man. 55 cents in the money. That's just what we do. BBBY here. We just got more water. Oh, by the way, so yesterday, me and my boy went and got flu shots. So right now the arm is doing okay. Obviously the left arm there. It was funny because it was like a herd of cattle, man. Their doctor was just like, yo, you're here for a flu shot. Let's go. Bang, bang, bang. And just crushed us, but it was good. My boy didn't even have enough time to worry about it, so he got the flu shot there. I'm sure you have your flu shot, Neil.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those things you do it every single year. I can't say it was what do you say, the herd of cattle or the
Yeah.
line? It wasn't that crazy when I went, but I can see why that would be, because obviously with COVID and everything going on this year, demand is going to be a little bit higher. I feel like for those of you in the States, it could be crazy, the lineups tomorrow. We've been talking about the election, so I know that's front of mind for a lot of people here. Certainly, you're going to be wanting to see what happens in the afternoon in the market, and then tomorrow could be crazy, but worth noting, most of the action I think is going to be post-market, overnight, and then on Wednesday. I want to go back to Under Armour here. We're just sort of settling in. It just retook the top. I got some out at 55 when it did retake that top end. My average price was 38. I had entries on the initial break and then the entries at 14.50. Almost all of my initial entry position is gone now, and looking to see if we can get to that 14.75 and that 15 mark. So I didn't anticipate it would be violent in Under Armour, and it's been a nice, steady, slow grind to the upside on this name. And that's just the way that it trades. I mean, some of these other stocks you'll see us trade daily are going to move faster. Under Armour, not necessarily that type of name. That's why we can sort of chill out, as they say, as this one continues to grind back to the upside. If it does break the 75 here, I am looking to get all out in front of 15. I think it's halfway towards that 15.50 high where it got absolutely crushed on Friday. So I'm not saying it goes all the way to 15.50. I'd just like to see it come halfway in, and then we can get some more winners on Under Armour.
More winners, don't need to look too far, guys. Case closed right now on Microsoft. So right there, we'll close this case out. And yeah, I mean, now, of course, it goes further down. Side there, just saw it bouncing just a little bit too many times here at 203 and change. And then I sort of saw someone on the chat say, why am I short Microsoft? And I was like, yeah, I don't know why. But it was because of this. So we did get out a little bit early there, 202 even, or 202.03, I think. Let me see the exact price here. 202.04, so 48 cents there on the win. And then we'll just wait to see here. Microsoft, now it's making moves back to the downside. What I wanted to look at was Bed Bath & Beyond. I've crushed this name on the show, like over and over and over again, and we'll look to do the same again here. This was obviously the best spot to get long right here, $20.44. But you can see the upgrade happens, and again, this name is still heavily, heavily shorted, right? So that's probably what the cause of that was. I wouldn't touch this now until, maybe even maybe here. What is that, $20.67 maybe? I'd rather just wait to the 75 breaks and then get it again there and just use more shares, right? Like I could buy it down here and play off this bottom, which could eventually break. I'm gonna play the top, $20.76, and use a little bit more shares there and just get a little bit more aggressive if it does take out that top. It's just a Morgan Stanley upgrade. To me, that's good. It's not great. You see the fall where we've had it. We actually took this almost all the way up here on one of these days. It was a fantastic trade, but $26 now coming back in. I love the management at Bed Bath & Beyond. I love what they're doing. And I know that it's a COVID name too, because everybody renovating and you need that furniture and whatever they sell there at Bed Bath & Beyond. I can't act like I know, although I'm sure my wife will message me in a minute and tell me exactly what we're going to be buying there.
Just another target out there on Under Armour, so we'll line that one up and sort of knock it out of the park. And again, this is just one of those names that was able to sort of notice that it hadn't had a super strong reaction to what I believe was positive news there. And again, it's sort of getting their ish together and focusing on their core business. But it just got some out in front of 14.75, which we said we would. 15 is the ultimate target, so I'll get some out in the 80s and the 90s in front of that 15. If it breaks 15, I will be all flat. I already gave you the reasons why. Now that I've taken a little bit more out, certainly going to trail this one a little bit here. I want to make sure we lock in profit. If it breaks back down below this breakout, 14.50, we'll give it like 5 cents or so, and then take that one out for guaranteed win. That's what it's all about here. I want to lock in profit at this time of day. We're getting to 11:10, and that's when some of these moves start to slow down and might not extend as far, and trailing stops can be a good idea. So now I'm going to trail Under Armour to 14.45.
Okay, you might have saw the puke emoji there. Yeah, because Microsoft does actually puke down to 200. And see, this is the thing. Like, it goes all the way down here to $268, $269, $270 or $200.70 there. But see, then that just rips right back up. So this is the thing, man. This is why we're out of our Microsoft here, just to capture the profits. That's basically out at the same spot both times. So that's a good one. Short at 50, out at 10, and then, oh, this is a better price, actually. And then out at 04. So a nice little trade there. We put about $1 in our pocket on those names. And again, just adding to what's working for us here today, as now the market's coming back down to the downside. So that's why we're going to stay away from Bed Bath & Beyond right now. Sony's still moving, BBBY. Let's look at that again. Yeah, it's still, I mean, I still like to take out the top. I got to make sure I put that order in. And other than that, man, let's check back in on our Tesla. Yeah, good. I mean, what a great out this Tesla was here today. In there, almost out at the high of the day. Like, we give it about $3 we lose there on that. But now Tesla's coming back and testing this bottom. So, damn it. Now I'm going to be sick to my stomach again that we dropped that Microsoft trade, but it's just continuing to work to the downside. Oh, man, we could have had a smooth dollar on that one. But hey, guys, we're at the highest spot we've been at all day today. We're not going to cry over spilled milk. The money's there. We only have winners, man, today. And we have Sony on right now, which is like such a small position, but we are giving it to 85.50. This one could be a loser, but hopefully you didn't trail me too much on that. Facebook breaking downside now, 266.
Brennan, what's up, bud?
MARPS, talked about this one a little bit earlier, coming out of the halt here. It was halted to the upside initially, failed up there at 430. We're all the way back to 350. I just noticed this thing holding nicely under 350. Volume, the story here, going to need some help, but if it does break downside, a little bit of room for MARPS to go still, guys.
Speaking of breaking to the downside, I just want to get you guys back over to ISIG. Someone asked in the chat something about VWAP on this stock, and I was my reply was, I'm playing off a level and a level alone. And it's 130 area. As much as I try to test it, I loaded up into that range. When it failed, broke. I did take a little bit more shares, but my average price is going to be right around where I wanted. Now, the thing about trying to get a target average price is the stock is moving. If I want something between 115 and 20 like I do, it doesn't mean I'm going to get 120 as an average price. It ends up being right smack dab in the middle at 117. My bids are in front of $1. So it needs to get that far. And then on an eventual break of $1, my ultimate target, as you can see, an obvious 80-cent support level that it had going into last week a couple of times, guys. So just watch out for that name to the downside. You will see me, and Brendan did mention this name, and now that things have slowed down, I feel like, okay, it's not a bad time to talk about it here. EIGI, this was just a cash deal at $9.50. If I can zoom in just a little bit to show you guys here. I've just been getting in and out of it, favoring the short side of the trade. And again, if I get a huge premium, trading very close and a failed move towards the deal price, I feel like I'm going to be selling in front of it because I have a hard level that I can use. And we have direct market access, so I've been shorting, and then just getting out for like a penny at a time. I don't really take rebates on a stock like this because I feel like it's about making growth. I've had one long position, which was, I thought it was, one accidental long position that we got quickly out of, but it's been all shorts in there, and that's all I'm going to do in that name. So if you see it on my board, I'm just shorting in front of that deal price. I have not touched Duncan because there was only one way that I wanted it, and that's if it had a squeeze to the top that I could fade.
All right, just looking, watching there on the chat there. And again, guys, yeah, thank you so much for all the love. Everyone loving the tips that we're giving. They're looking at breakouts, looking at everything. So good on all of that for everybody, man. Just get educated, and then hopefully the wins will come. You're not going to trade everything perfect. Like I said, I'm already at the highest spot I'm at all day, and I do want to take the wheels off right now. So a lot of these positions that we're going to have on are simply going to be for you guys on the show, from me anyways. So, but we are still trying to make money, and so I have real trades on. And with that being said, watch Facebook right here. We're short right now, right here, 266. So it does rip down in the money for us 50 cents. We didn't take it, but watch out now if the market does fail, like we've been telling you guys up here. Remember when I drew this line about like a half hour ago? We talked about this little line breaking there. We should have held on to our Microsoft, but whatever. We take $1 on Microsoft, and now we're going to wait for more here coming downside on Facebook. Short with a new position, guys, so alert on that one. It's now 40 cents in the money. Here comes Facebook downside, guys. There it is. We take it off right there, Brendan. There's another 40-cent win. You don't have to wait long to make money on this side. Give us something else.
Sean, you might be a little bit disappointed in this. Just seeing a note from the NFL Network. One of your Green Bay Packers has tested positive for COVID-19. Just saw a little spike to the downside here. DraftKings popped up on a volume scanner there. Possibly on that news, guys.
All right, that's a banger. Sorry about the Packers, they're Green Bay, but we have an 80-cent winner right now on board here as we short Facebook. Bang that, bang that. Here we go. Even on light shares, I'm going to get excited for you because we're just trying to spin that Money for you guys as we go. Big time trade happening here on Facebook. We spin that one. It just coming to the downside. We take off that 50 cents. Now we've got 1/3 left on, and it just tanks down $1 for us. So the hits just keep on coming. It don't matter. We got to watch out for DraftKings. There may not be hot dogs for the Green Bay Packers this next week. So we're going to see still 5-2, still 5-2. They'll make the playoffs, and we'll just see what they can do at that point. But they should not have lost the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe the whole team had COVID.
Even my buddy, who's a huge Vikings fan, wasn't happy with that win because he wanted the Vikings to get a good pick, and I was surprised by it as well. Not surprised by Bed Bath & Beyond continuing its move. I just took some more shares out at high of day there. It was a 20.60 break. I'll take more at 21 out if I get to that level. And then from that price, we'd like to see it extend the move to the upside. This was just going to the higher time frame here and looking at the 15-minute chart and watching this Friday top. Just watching some support at that same 22.60 price. Now, I wouldn't take what was ultimately like a third break to the upside on Bed Bath & Beyond if I hadn't seen a level that I liked. Thankfully, we did, and we're able to take profit in front of that high. So if I see it turn around at 75, when it breaks 75, just in case it's a failed breakout, a second failed breakout, or third, fourth, fifth, whatever you want to call it, I'll take profit out again on that same price level. Next target, of course, 21, and if it breaks there, you can see there I did talk about 21.50. I will bring you guys back over to one that we've been sitting in all morning long. ANCP, and I can probably go ahead and get rid of this order that I put in an hour or so. We'll go down around 360. It has made a bit of a bottom. If it breaks 4 even, VWAP, I'm just going to get out of this trade. Been short since 4:30 in the morning in the pre-market. It looks like this one starting to round out. It's leveled off. It's putting in a higher low. It's going sideways. The volume is done. It's either going to break the bottom and give me 350s, or it's going to come all the way back up and break VWAP, in which case I don't still want to be short this name. ANPC been a good one for us. The other long position we got on is Under Armour. The market's starting to roll over, and Under Armour holding up, at least for now, but it is pulling back off of 1475 area. I probably could have taken some shares out there. I was waiting in the 80s, but it's making its first significant pullback. That's why I take profit on the way up. As I already said, I did make a trail in here to make sure that we lock in profit on Under Armour. So if it comes back a little bit deeper, like 10, 15 more pennies, we'll get out of this one. It's been a nice little long for me on Under Armour, guys.
All right, and that's nice. And here we go, guys. $1 in the money now for Facebook. Look, this is what we're going to do pretty much the rest of the day. I've been doing this for the most part of the second half here. I'm just going to keep giving you guys winners, and you can trade them as you wish. We're pretty light here on Facebook. This is 89 cents, $1 now, $1.30 in the money here on Facebook. Look, the reason why we're chilled out right now, look at this Microsoft trade. Like I over-evaluate. Uh-oh, my charts are frozen here. I over-evaluated this Microsoft trade a little bit here. We had it set to about a stop near or higher than VWAP, and now it's in the money. Like this trade here is now in the money $1.50, right? $1.80. So we got to just chill out. We have the short. We talked about all day here. The short not working out. I got to close this chart unfortunately and open up another one. But here we go, guys. Look at Facebook. You can see at the bottom where we're short. We've got one trade on. It continues to be a perfect day. We lose 37 cents. Woohoo! On Sony. Here we go, $1.37 now in the money, man. Stay with us. You could chill all day. I don't have anything to worry about. We're at the highest spot. We've hit our goal. We're almost double our goal right now. It's been a monster day. I'm going to be taking the breaks off here for this afternoon. And then tomorrow's going to be trading like crazy. Wednesday, every day will be. But right now, I'm happy with the short. Let's keep letting Facebook work to the downside, guys. Hey, it's $1 in the money. Let's go.
Yeah, sliding to the downside here, just to recap, I actually forgot to mention this. Nikola, of course, we had this one, and we had it on. It's still consolidating below VWAP, which we like. No breakdown just yet, but if I was going to pick a name, and we did to the south side, I like Nikola as the EV space of retracer. Here, it's about to take out that low. I will get some out in front of both 1850 and low of the day, 1835, but hasn't really threatened me. It never really tested even close to that $19 range or that $18.95 to $19 range. So looking relatively weak as the market comes in. This is the short that we like. This is the short that we took. 1850 is going to be that first target out. Once we get down there, we'll start to take profit. You can see I slid an order downside just so I don't have to monitor it too hard. Bed Bath & Beyond might turn into a bit of a mixed trade. I talked about why I just took some more profit on the upside. Because if it failed break twice at that same level, now if I trail out, it can't be a losing trade for me. You have to watch out. When you take something off of what's a bottom pick, opening range breakout, a 2050 breakout, sort of multi time frame level break at 2060, at some point it's going to start to come back in. That's why you're more aggressive taking profit out, certainly for like 20-cent winners on Bed Bath & Beyond. But now if it breaks back below that 45 mark, it can't be a losing trade, as I just mentioned there. Nickel in the money, but I have not taken anything off just yet, about to go and do so.
All right, and good job there, Carol, as well. 6th straight winning day. Yeah, I know the feeling, and good job on that one as we continue to go. Look, just stick with what you do best, guys, right now. This is empty. Don't worry. This is from our 100,000 subscribers. So I think we're at about 102 right now. Thank you to everybody who has watched the show from the beginning. We're just watching this market continue to go downside. Here we go. We refreshed our charts. We waited for this one. We gave this Facebook break a hell of a long time ago when we were talking about Facebook versus Microsoft. So really happy to grab this one. It's now $1 plus in the money. It may have seen its last little move here, but I'm not certain on this with the Facebook. Everything has just been so kosher for us today that I don't really want to discount some of the reads here. So we're going to watch out for Facebook here coming to the downside. I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable here as we'll find out where we want to get out of this. Again, it's $1.05 in the money. I got too comfortable on Microsoft. Not too comfortable. I thought maybe the market was going to retrace up, and we took out 50 cents there. That's 203.02. It's now down to 202.02. So that's another $1.40 here. So we've had a couple shorts on. I just don't go bullish. I do everything. So small caps, news, micro caps, whatever, large caps, your boy is all over those as well. So let's just watch out for Facebook here, trying to retrace a little bit, but hey man, 75 cents in the money. We're doing Hydration Nation today. Trader TV Live, we got the goods. What up, B?
We were talking about some of the cannabis names a little bit early on. Tilray was one of those, still holding on to a decent gain here, coming back in fact, to that prior kind of resistance area around 615. Still decent volume here is the point overall. Flip over to another one. OGI, Organogram, just breaking topside through 126. Hard to believe this thing's $1.26. Big volume coming into OGI, guys, up 5.25%.
And like clockwork, we get closer to lunch and the vent that's over my head just starts to blow some cold air on me. So hopefully not blowing cold air on this short in Nikola, but it is starting to consolidate. I talked about that 1850. Look, that was the target the entire way down. I should have got some out the first time it pegged here. 1855 is a bit of size. If it rolls over again, I will get some out on Nikola, but it's been a sort of one of those like easy peasy shorts in terms of not a lot of volatility, and it never really even went against me here. Definitely liked it as a rollover trade. I want to come back to Spirit Airlines here just because we did get our ultimate target. So we'll do a bit of a backflip on this name. It's about going back to the well. I know I heard Sean say this, stick to what you do best. And the first thought to me when the market started coming down here was Spirit has been relatively strong. If we get any kind of a level off, and I looked at the ES at 3,300, let's go to what has been working, and then bottom pick, consolidation break up at 17 even. We take our first leg out at 17.15. If there was a misstep, maybe it was that I should have gotten back into some more shares when it bounced off VWAP. Either way, I'm not going to be upset with this. I talked about taking the last out no matter what in front of yesterday's close price, right around that 17.50 mark. So you'll see me get out there at 17.44. So easier structure of a trade than you might see in some of the other ones that we'll put on Spirit. But again, knew where I was looking if the market was going to try and pull a bit of a retracement play, and I wanted to catch a bottom pick. Spirit Airlines a good one for you there. Still have Under Armour, but it's just going sideways, even though the market's starting to come in. I like that. You want to find something, and if you're in a long position, in a stock that has a nice little trend to the upside, if the market starts to sell off and you start holding some of these highs, maybe you got a little something good on. Of course, Under Armour spinning off or selling off their MyFitnessPal division or business here, guys, sticking to hopefully what they know and trying to get a bit of a bounce. But Under Armour hasn't been, the greatest stock the last few days. It had a crazy move to the downside on Friday and trying to pick a little bit back up here. I think 15 is the ultimate target. I don't think he gets to 15.50, which was Friday's high, but I think we can get halfway.
Okay, good look there on Under Armour. We did trade that on Friday off earnings, of course. UAA versus UA, one with the rights and one without for voting wise. Okay, Facebook guys, I just got a target right here. It almost got me out 265.55. So like I said, we're gonna make sure that we capture this 50 cents here. 265.55. We'll get out if it does break right above there. We'll draw a little line for this trade, and yeah, it's getting cold. I mean, come on, lines. There it is. 265.55 or so. What? Vertical line? Okay, like I said, I don't know how that happens. But there it is. We're going to get out if it does break there. You can see pretty easy trade. But right now, 82 cents in the money. And I just think we could fade out even more here, man. I was very negative on the S&P. We put this line a while ago. And then since it's broken, it does retest. Almost exact. This line was here before this retest. Retested, then comes right back down. Now you're seeing it make moves to the high side. So we will get out, guys, of Facebook for 50 cents if that does come through. But today, man, we are cooking up some pizza, and that's the way today it goes, man. Everything. Yes, to you too, my friend. Everybody today making that money, as long as you're following the trades that we've had on board, man. It's been a good one, like including, look, you want to trade news stocks? Here we go. Here's Farfetch, guys. In here, 31.98, and in late, and then out at 32.40. I've been drinking too much water. We're going to go to Brendan and then throw back to Neil, and I'll be 2 seconds.
This Covanta, we were talking, or Covanta, I guess it is Covanta Holdings. We were talking about this back on Friday, if you remember. Big move up on Friday. I believe it was earnings. We went from 8 all the way to 920-ish. We're up again today through 10 now. Big volume spike here for CVA in New York.
Definitely like a look at something. I want to see a volume spike at this time of day. If you're even thinking about trading something new, certainly you've got to be watching out for volume. This is at 11:30. You're getting into that lunchtime hour. You know things are going to start to slow down. So either you're holding something in the money and you haven't hit your targets yet, or you have it defined out where when it comes to like Bed Bath & Beyond, it's pulling back in here. If it breaks this 45, which it hasn't yet, I'll just get out. It'll be close to a flat trade for me. We did take profit at the top. But I'm not looking to re-enter Bed Bath & Beyond at 11:30. I'm going to hang on to what I have. I've got my target areas definitely in play. It's the same thing over in AMPC, guys. And I feel like I'll come back to this one because, like I said, it made a bit of a higher low and it's consolidating sideways. I do have a target in front of 350. But, I had a $4 even trail. Now I'll move it to 385, which is just the top of this, like an hour and a half long range. That will lock in over a 40-cent win. It just also happens to be like 10% return. That's a bit of a coincidence based on my average price, guys. But either way, it'll be a nice one for us here. It cannot be a bad and losing trade. There's just no way around it. For those of you that are watching from our watch list, that DBVT, we cannot trade this one over here on the NASDAQ, guys. It is a French ADR. It does trade primarily over in Paris. I did give a couple of warnings about this level break that did occur if you were hanging on to the long. I said, this stock is not going to continue to run. The reason why, if you simply looked at it in Paris, and we'll go over this for you guys, and we looked at it immediately to show you parabolic move up on multiple halts in the primary market in Europe. It then leveled off and started coming back in. Is it going to continue going when the primary exchange is starting to come back in and sell off? It made a test at 460. I said I'd go short if we had the locates. I said do not hold when it breaks 4 in Paris. That's exactly what happened here, guys. So a bit of a lesson for you. If you find yourself trading something that's dual listed and the primary exchange is not in the United States, just make sure you're tracking what's going on in the primary market. And knowing that Europe's going to close any minute now, certainly expect volume to dry up. If you're still watching this name, DBVT and NASDAQ, the volume's about to go dead in about a couple of minutes when European market does close, guys. One last one I do want to get over to when it comes to talking about positions that we have on. I told you about the Nikola short. I still haven't taken profit on it, which that's on me. I mean, obviously I should have taken it the first time through when it broke towards that 50. It's still holding some lows down here. What is wrong with that chart? Resize. It's still holding below VWAP. I have all my targets in. This time, I won't get caught without the pants down. Put the orders in, allow it to fall down towards the low of the day instead of, last time missing my first exit point on Nikola. This time, a little bit more prepared. Looks like it's still going to be a good short.
Come back and see the money, but look, we got ticked out there. 265.57. So again, man, you use that stop order. We put money in our pocket, but wow, that would be a much bigger winner. Like that's both our tech stocks. So all we're really doing is learning here today, guys. We could be monstrous, like not monstrous. We don't have too many shares here right at this time of day, but look at this winner I gave you guys again. 266. It's down to 264.50, so that's $1.50 clean there on Facebook if you held it. Remember, I'm going to trade my own style, and unfortunately, although we're perfect today, we don't have the ultimate winners. Like, look at this, 203.45. That's 203.50. You're down to 202 now, so that's $1.50 win in the last hour on Microsoft, and here's another $1.50 win in the last 18 minutes. $1.50 more, $1.50 win in the last 18 minutes. So that's $3 in net wins in like the last half hour. And yeah, you know, just keeps on going for us, and we can't do it without Brendan.
Just noticed some of these cloud names popping up on volume here. This one, Nets, Cloudflare to the downside. Earnings on Wednesday aftermarket for this one. NET in New York down 1.7%, right at $51 right now, guys. Decent lever for Net.
And we still have this key here. A little hot dog action for you. Yeah, whatever reason, I don't know. But we're gonna throw down some Nikola out here. And I talked about when the EV space rolled over, and we're looking at XPeng and NIO and Li Auto. And then when they started to go, I'm saying to myself, why wouldn't you just short Nikola, which was up in sympathy to them. I have no trouble shorting Nikola every chance I get. And then we just took this 1875. You looked at this little double bottom and tried to put in around VWAP. Never really threatened to break consolidation, but this is why sometimes you got to take profit. Now spiking back in. What I'd love to see happen here is some consolidation lower. And then just continue to hold this one all afternoon into the low of the day. That would be the sort of the perfect way that this would go for me on Nikola. Either way, it should be, if it hits my next target at 50, there's no way it can turn into a losing trade. Brendan, what do you got?
One from the manufacturing side of things. Emerson Electric here just popping up through day highs. You can see through 67.50 on decent volume as well. They are reporting aftermarket tomorrow. It is tomorrow, but I'll double check on before or aftermarket for EMR.
Here's the wife flexing. I don't think this is a new winter coat, but it's already winter coat time. But I check here, it's plus 2 degrees. I mean, we got down as low as -2 or -7, I think, actually, -2. -7 last night, so thank you. Get that winter coat, stay warm. Oh, I had to fix my own furnace the other day, and it's only 4 years old. Took it off, really proud of myself. Saved a couple $100 there as the rollout switch there failed. Had to go in there and find out what was wrong with that. So really proud of myself. Their HVAC specialist, I am not, but nice to save a little bit of money, and we save a little bit of money.
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, and we save a little money. Yeah, there you go. No, that's Neil's Superman. I think that.
I don't have yours. Let's put it this way. And Sean knows this about me. Well, I mean, everyone, my in-laws know this about me. I am not fixing it. I once fixed like a washing machine. It's not going to happen. I got a guy. But like throwing down the furnace, I don't know, man. If it goes wrong, I'm like speed dial right away. Up in Canada, you don't want to mess around. But the weather is getting better. I'm not a golfer. I know you guys are, but you might want to take your last shot at it this week because it's about to get frisky for good after this week, I do think. I want to jump over. We only have about like 25 minutes left in the show. One name that I don't think we really talked about this one too much outside of when Brendan brought it up here, and that was that par. It just had another spike to the upside, but starting to come back in. Here's the only reason why I'm not going to be touching this today. 400,000 in terms of volume. Normally this would be all over the radar for a bit of a pullback trade. You get that kind of a move to the upside. You look for a pullback, especially when it makes a volume spike up and then starts coming back in. But there's almost no way you can lever up on this or guarantee liquidity when the volume is that low. That's one thing I know that we look at for IPOs, for stocks that are going to be in play. It's not just percentage move. You have to look at the liquidity available and how much volume it's doing throughout the session, guys. So that's the only reason I'm not looking at par. Brendan, what's up, bud?
UFS just popping up here. Domtar, UFS 5% here. Big volume coming in. Just seeing some rumors about them exploring the possibility of a sale of the entire company. So just watching UFS, guys.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, we are in Canada. We're at Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yeah, I've traveled all over the world opening up trading offices and whatnot. And yeah, look, obviously I have different places across the world that have a piece of my heart, it's especially Paris, which is fantastic. We'll look to go back there soon. You know, my dad is born in Italy, so love Italy as well. But Canada, Toronto, Ontario, hard to beat it. Obviously, everybody feels very comfortable in their own homes, and especially where they've grown up and everything. So I invite everybody to come down here to our offices once we're able to have you guys reopened up. We have seats on our trading floor right now empty because of COVID, but generally we're on a trading floor here. You guys can pan it if you do see it at some point, if you do have that call, but about 25 to 30 traders or so on our trading floor. And hell yeah, we lost a trader that's been with us for about 15 years. He went to open his own office. But yeah, I see some love there on the chat. We did have lobsters. I thought there was a picture of the lobsters taken. Maybe we can show that. But there's the trading floor, guys. And hey, what's up, traders? Nice to see you guys. No, that's a fail. There is no traders there. So we'll do a little crying action. Hopefully all of our guys are doing well at home. I know Greg managing them a little bit. And, we'll just see them come back here once it's a little bit safe. We're still okay. Where Neil's from, the positivity rates are going crazy right now, Neil. So stay safe there, and we'll just keep on going. Our little hiatus is supposed to be up on Friday, our stage 2 sort of revamped. We'll see if they do that.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, I don't know. It's not in my neighborhood, but realistically, everyone, and we have to do our distancing here. That's why you see only remote traders on our floor. Just going to recap a couple of things here for you guys. Nicola testing that low again. It's not that there's a lot of size in level 2 at 1850, but I promise you it got down here 50, 55. This level did hold up rather nicely the first time. That's why I took some profit off in front of it. If this breaks, we'll take our next leg off to the downside. I'm going to jump back over to ISIG. I might be in this one all day long. I think that certainly could be the case. I like that 130 area. I made money on it last week. I'm using it again here today. It has not broken down towards the dollar. That's where I'm going to be getting some out. When it starts to get close to $1, I start trailing out of it. And then 80 cents is my ultimate target. I'm sort of in the way up, get in evenly, get it out on the way down evenly as well. I have taken my first long on that buyout at EIGI. I've only been shorting that puppy the entire morning long. And I did not trade anything in Duncan. I talked about the only way that I would be involved in this name, and it hasn't really happened. Certainly, it's still holding about 16.50. That's a deal price, but they did also have a dividend that they're probably going to pay out, which is 40 cents or so. So I would have to break up towards 107, and I would just be all hands on deck, shorting the heck out of this thing. You're only going to probably make 20 or 30 pennies, depending on how much size you put on, depending on how far it goes. But certainly, if it squeezes up, I'll be interested in Duncan. If it drops to like 104, 105, I think that's crazy, and you can pick it up there.
Man, look at this Facebook chart, guys. I mean, I apologize if you got out at the same price I did there, but yeah, leave some money on the floor there. Look, at least we gave it to you. At least, like I said here, this is in the last 20 minutes. We were short Facebook at 266. It's now at 263, so that's a $3 winner there. If you still have it on, you're welcome. We're just trading the best names here today. It's been a fantastic day for us. It's 11:40 right now. If this market keeps on breaking, we could eventually get more short here, including a 262.20 break on Facebook, but this was just fantastic. I cannot believe we still don't have this one. We'd be celebrating that like crazy, but we're at our highest spot today, so I don't know. We can always have winners and losers on board, but I'm glad you're following us. And again, thank you for everything on the chat. It means a lot, all the love there. So look, if Trump wins, and I don't know if it's getting better for him or worse right now, as I don't really care about the polls. We'll see what it does. The bank sector should be good to go here, but look, I don't know if it's going to matter. JP Morgan, I've sort of stopped loving this stock. I'm still in it for the dividend. Check out the daily chart here on JP Morgan. We are now back above that 50 period. It's been pretty much dead money other than the 3, 4, 5% dividend. I'll have to find out what it is. It's based on price, of course, but I'll get that for you when we come back. What's up, Brendan?
Hey guys, yeah, we're going to wrap things up. About 20 minutes to go before we get out of here completely, but we'll have a look at North American markets. We'll have a look at some of the symbols that we traded here throughout the morning session and give you a look at some of the better profitable ones during this segment. But quick look here once again at North American markets. Nicely positive still. S&P 1.2%, still the Dow leading the way here. 1.5% for the Dow. You can see the NASDAQ did fade off once again back to 0.3, 0.2%. At one point, that was 1.2% for the NASDAQ 100 there. So long way from the highs. Russell, 1.3%. Here in Toronto, the TSX 0.7%. Yeah, I didn't realize it, but there was a holiday today in BOVESPA, or in Brazil. So the BOVESPA closed. That's the number, obviously, from Friday. A couple of things that gave you an opportunity on the watch list, guys. Grab the watch list if you haven't done so already. We were talking about NIO. They reported October delivery numbers better than expected. Once again, I just highlighted the pre-market high there. You had to be quick, but did give you a really quick long through that pre-market high. This is about 34.50 up to 35. Obviously, big reversal. The short through 33.50. Much better trade all the way down to 31.20 at this point. But big gap up on the daily chart did give you that quick long. We're talking long because positive news, positive catalyst behind the stock. So good look for NIO. Tesla, the other one, better trade. Take your pick. Pre-market high. This is 400. Broke 400 all the way to 408. So lots of opportunity to the upside, fading off as well for Tesla at this point. One more real quick. The other one, it was all about the EV makers this morning. We knew coming in the pre-market that they were the ones doing the most volume and giving you the most movement in the pre-market. So pre-market high here was around that 22 area, 2210 area. Technically, I left the cursor here at the bottom end of structure, right? So if you're looking at a trade like this, you're really not long if you're taking that, or you're really not wrong if you're taking this long trade until we get back below this low. So it really never gave you any kind of trouble here. Nice move up to 23.5 for Li Auto, guys. Lots of opportunity on what was really kind of a quiet day. Back to you.
Well, it's relatively speaking, I think, when you look at the overall market, which is still at exactly 1% to the upside, if you're looking at the ES, it's worth noting the NASDAQ has pulled back into almost flat on the session. You're seeing some of the tech space move to the downside, guys. That's certainly worth noting. You should always look at that little divergence. We have Arun come in and talk about the ES primarily, but a lot of the tech stocks are really going to be front of the mind for you guys, and that's why we try to go back to them. Just to update here, the last few positions that we have on, again, the only thing that's out of the money is going to be Bed Bath & Beyond. We took half off for a win. If it breaks 45, that'll be losing trade. ANPC cannot be a loser. If volume picks up, that's the only way I'd consider going long here at a 385 break. I'm just covering if it breaks 385 to the upside. Under Armour is pulling back in, so the trend all morning long has been to the upside, but with the market starting to slide back down, I took my last out here at 70. Looking to see if it can't break up towards 15, which is my ultimate target. It needs to hold this 14.45 range. We did have the original long at a 14.30 break, and then a bit of a dip buy here, and then pick some more shares up at 14.50. I missed this reload. Got to do better with that when it bounces off VWAP. I told you guys after it happened, the mistake that we made, not being aggressive. So instead of waiting around for a bid, which ended up being off by a couple of pennies, you just wait for it to turn and then just get aggressive here and buy the shares off of the offer at 35, 36. It's an easy fix, and definitely Under Armour was one I wanted to be long the trend all morning long, which we're trying to accomplish here, guys. Still working for me, but just no reason to panic. If it breaks 50s, fair enough. We'll get out of this trade and then look to see if we pick some up on a VWAP bounce again, guys.
Okay, trying to feel my hands. I've already put in the complaints. So management will be turning on the heat shortly. So that should be good, I think. Okay, Microsoft here. I'm getting ready to switch it up, guys. 205.50, waiting for that break right here. I do like that to go long now. Wonder if this move on the NASDAQ is now overdone. We were looking at it down here at 11,140. We gave that short to you guys a whole bunch of times over and over and over again, even the retrace. That's why we hammered Microsoft and Facebook to the short side. And again, right now we have no LFT. What that means in my terminology anyways is loss from top. So our highest spot, we're actually at there right now today. So I haven't given any money back. I'm pretty happy with that. With 15 minutes left to go in the show, I'm waiting for Microsoft to go through 202.50. If that comes through, then we'll put that trade on. Facebook, I mean, look at this short already. Good short, 203.48, goes all the way down to 201 and change. Here it comes right back up. Let's take another look at its friend, Facebook. It does make a bottom as well. We were initially short right here at 11.12, man. Take 50 cents, take 50 cents. So it's $1 in total, but it does go for, what up, B?
India Globalization Capital. IGC, we've looked at it many times on the show, not seeing anything as far as headlines, but a little volume spike here through day highs, 125. Decent level here for this thing. This is one of those names that when it gets going can really get going. So worth kind of keeping an eye on this IGC, guys.
Yeah, when that thing squeezes, you can definitely see it get a little bit crazy there. Just going to check back in on nickel. It bounces to the upside here. So I talked about the buyer at 1855. Double bottoms there and turns around. So if we get the consolidation, it has to do it first. Sideways action below VWAP, holding this 1885 area. That could be a reason to get into some more shares, but you don't have to rush. It's lunchtime. If it makes a strong move past 85, I slip my stop. And once I take profit and it finds a bit of a support level, my stop does come down to the 85 from 95. Either way, should be a good one here in Nikola, but I need to see that sideways action before I'd even consider taking any more shares to the downside. Just to jump back over to one other name for you guys here, still working with that Bed Bath & Beyond, believe it or not. It's managing to hold up relatively well despite the fact the market has come back in. Looks like we had a good level here, and just look for this consolidation on a pullback of 30 to 45, and then had my stop at 45. So if it holds that breakout price, I'm still going to be in it. It's still going sideways off there, but about to break the top off one more time here at 2060. That's where I'm in. So both the entry point, we talked about this on a multi-level time frame at 2060, why we liked it. We go back into Friday's action, 2060 top here, 2060 support the day before that, 2060 consolidation as well. So that's not pulled out of a hat. It looks random on a 1-minute chart, but you're now seeing it break through that price again and then hold the bottom end of that range. So I will only take more shares off. Either it breaks the bottom, is 45, or we get our target in front of 21 even on Bed Bath & Beyond. So a good one here in that name. It's a bit late to the party, but a winner's a winner, guys.
Yeah, we're in for the first time now at Bed Bath & Beyond right here as well. So we're going to give this one to the high side here and see if we can't go, again, just add to our already beautiful portfolio today. We'll see about that one. Okay, so Microsoft does bump up here on that NASDAQ move. So Microsoft now, we are long right here, 202.50. Let's see if it continues to go high side now. This is 202.73. We could take off a third if we get somewhere around there. But here we go, Microsoft. Here we go. Let's see if it wants to go high side now. We did reverse our position. We were short, out 50 cents, out 50 cents. And now we reverse to the long side here and instantly in the money 10. But let's see, what are these wicks here? 70, 75. We'll see if we get some out right now, but that's working for us. And so is Bed Bath & Beyond. Oops, your boy did it again. Here we go. More winners, guys. Let's keep going.
That's interesting. So I talked about this for you guys. DBVT would stall out in terms of volume. You're seeing that happen, but just worth noting, if you're trading this name, I've got to show you what just happened at the close here in Paris. Yowzers. Someone just got stuck with a horrible fill here of 47, but it closed on the low. That's a big time sign of weakness, so try to ignore this. I feel like someone just got caught in the aftermarket and there's no liquidity here. That's why you're going to see these trades up here. But it closes on the low. Now the primary exchange is done for this name. If it squeezes to the upside, it probably runs into resistance at the price where it sold off in Paris, which is 460. And if you are trading it over in the US, then that level would have been like 2.25 here. So 225 to 230 could be a level where it jumps off. I'd expect that the buying is done on this name. We gave you all the reasons why. By looking at the primary exchange, why this was not going to be a big time runner in the afternoon or have a secondary push or go parabolic, all of those things didn't feel like they were going to be possible. Had I had the shorts, like I said, we would have been all over it. We just had no locates on DBVT. We couldn't trade in DBVT, had no locates over in Paris, guys.
Okay, you know what? I'm debating taking off a little bit now. There we go. We take off a third of Microsoft for flat. I don't like, I mean, it'll go here probably, hopefully. But we just took off some for flat right there. In and out for flat on a third. I didn't like how it didn't break, great through 202.50. Thought we could have at least got upside here to 75. I mean, only asking for 25 cents. Thought that could have gone, it didn't. So again, we remain very, very disciplined. We're still at the highest spot of the day here because we did take out some there for 5 cents on Bed Bath & Beyond. We're long again at 62 now on that one. So again, remember, here it goes 67. So I'm waiting in the 70s. You got to trade your book, man. I told you earlier, I like to use more shares, get in and out as fast as we can, and then let some ride high side. So we'll wait to see here if Bed Bath & Beyond can go. We're waiting in the 70s for this one. And then we, I have to stay true to the book, right? Microsoft here in, and then out of a third for flat. Now it's coming back down. I'm not going to give this one too much. Not going to give this one the low of the day. We have been running some shorts. I like this just to break through 202. So again, this may be our first, legitimate hit on Microsoft. But again, I've already told you we're in chill zone right now. So this is not big, huge risk, but it will be a loser. Breaking back down through 202. If that does happen, let's get out of Microsoft on a little bit of an anxious trade there. Just thinking that the futures can make its way back up. It doesn't look like it. What's up, B?
Just saw this Village Farms here. Apparently, they've completed an acquisition of Pure Sun Farms. This is a dual listed name. Can trade it in Toronto or on the NASDAQ. VFF, 10.5%. You can see big pop here on volume when that news came out. So this is going back to about 11:20 this morning when that news came out. But Pure Sun Farms being picked up by Village Farms, guys. So apparently they like that. VFF.
They like it just a little bit. I think that sort of goes without saying. Look, obviously, we've been trading a little bit of deal news today. I just saw is ACB just moved or something there?
No, that's Village Farms. That's a marijuana game.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that VFF there. We're just talking about some marijuana plays there. You can see, yes, CGC will go to that quickly. That's Weed Batman is in the building. So every time we're talking about some marijuana or cannabis, you got to watch out for that. We can go back to my Twitter and talk about when we gave the call here on CGC. It was back when I first saw the first debate and then right away knew, obviously, that marijuana was going to be coming. That's the end of September there when Trump had his first debate and then Kamala came with Biden and they talked all about it. We put on a buy rating down here on CGC, on AFRIA, APHA, I believe that's on NASDAQ. APHA, the same move on AFRIA as well. Back down mid to late September here. You can see the run. That's had 427 up to 640. Now back down. So if you do want to name that, maybe can still go. Check AFRIA, guys, here. It can make a move right back to the high side, especially if you break through 5. I like AFRIA to get excited here.
And if you're looking for names, certainly that you want to pay attention to going into the post-election, like you want to have at least a cursory look at something like a U.S. Steel. Certainly, there's been a lot of talk about infrastructure projects, which I think the one thing that both parties have in common is the whole idea that you make sure you use U.S. Steel, unintended, when it comes to projects in the U.S. But certainly, if the Democrats pull out a win, it is a bit of a look to the upside for infrastructure. And I would certainly look at this name. It has been already sort of grinding to the upside based on some of this speculation and maybe starts around into that 11 area where there could be a bit of a break. But this will be on the radar for me, so we'll have a quick look at that one. Just a few minutes here going into the close, guys, or going into the end of our show. But the market is not done, so I just want to refresh a couple of things. I'm still hanging on the Under Armour as long as it holds that 50 mark. I got that trend trade to the upside that is working for us. Nikola still basically break even. Bed Bath & Beyond is right at that decision point price. I mean, there was that breakup at 2060 that we had, and it feels like it's got to hold that 45. It made another run at the top here. I'm not taking anything out unless it breaks 45 or trends through the current high of the day towards that 21. I've done the scalp trade already a couple of times. So for me, it's at 45. That's my line in the sand. If it breaks that, I'm not jumping into a short. I'm just covering the long position that we've had basically since this little breakout here at about 11:50. So about an hour we've had this position on. Just watch out below if it breaks that 45 mark for me. On Bed Bath & Beyond. And of course, we still have the ANPC and we still have ISIG, basically both, well, one flat and one in the money for us nicely. No reason to take off either one of them. They've calmed down. It's lunchtime. Don't have to overreact. Just sit back, relax. You don't have to sip a cognac, but you know the rest of that one. If you don't know the rest of it, then check that out. Classic song from Nas.
Yeah, I've been sipping cognac since about 9:35 here today when we just went crazy off the open. And just to review, guys, big winners on this side of things here. Tesla early. Bang that. I mean, look at this trade. We had this right off the open, 395. Gave you that top break. We did have to hold that a whopping $2 against us before we wind up taking 11. Or no, sorry. It's been so long. 395 out, 404. So $9. It does go $11 in the money. Basically, the high of the day we get out there, mind you, $3. So that's a good trade there for sure. We'll watch that one. That's a big recap for us there. Snapchat, good trade here for sure. That's Tesla again. Hopefully Snapchat will load. And no, it's not loading. So we'll wait on this. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Snapchat long at $40.50. It's back into the money, back near highs of the day. But look at this. It has bounced off VWAP a bit, out of 80% for a big win, and then lose 20% on one of our smallest right there. So that's how I trade, man. Hold and see if we can't get bigger runs. But I should have not ignored this down here. Look at this. Consolidation down here. Consolidation, both moves higher off of that look there. NEO remains, guys, still, even though, I mean, we are out of this trade early. Our last little out was 958. NEO still remains my highest stock of the day. We put on real shares here, bang that to the upside even more. We put on more shares here, believe it or not, than we had down here. So we get out like a light and get out at the top of the day there. It does drop to 31. Definitely check out NEO again if we can. Microsoft fading down a little bit right now, 30 cents out, but we still are long at $200.50 off of a beautiful short right here. Look, it's been a big day. I can review all the trades with you. We haven't had many, but we're banging it out today. Only 87 trades today. Those of you that know how I trade, we're normally in the hundreds, but the trades have been so big and so good today that we just don't need to worry about it. We'll sit back on our hands that we can barely feel and just continue to make winners for you. Join us tomorrow. It's already late in the day with only 5 minutes left. We're back tomorrow for what should be another exciting day.
Yeah, the entire week I think is going to be fantastic. But you know there's one more thing we got to do. We're not done with earnings season just yet. All the big boys, most of the big boys have reported, but there's a few names that I know you're going to be interested in. Let's go to Brendan at the desk.
Yeah, a few more minutes to go here, guys. We'll get to earnings in a second. JMIA, I want to mention this 7.5%. Another one that has had quite the run up in recent times. Remember, it reported going back about a week and a half ago, just coming back to 16. One of those ones you want to kind of throw in your back pocket maybe for this afternoon. If we get back below this 16, we'll see what happens. But decent volume again today. Nice move for Jumaya Technologies, guys.
Sorry, right. Warming up the hands there, as Sean mentioned. It's like I'm freezing. My hands are cold. My feet are cold. Everything is cold around here, but it is what it is. We will power on Jumaya. I literally just taken Jumaya off of my list, and then of course when I go to add it back, I always put my gut is that it's a NASDAQ stock, and it's just one of those things that always happens to me. So I got to add it back to my quote board here on the New York. So it is what it is. You talk about some of these names. You want to watch something in the afternoon to sort of come back to another name that made a bit of a bottom pick here. Now I'm short in Nikola. It's the only reason I'm pulling up NEO here. If NEO continues to push higher, it's not that I expect that Nikola is going to follow it, but Nikola was only up because the other names in the space had made a bit of a push upside. So if we get a rollover here, it's like all systems go to get the rest of our target on Nikola. It's still flat despite this little bottom push here on NIO. So I like the fact that we've picked the weaker of these names, and there's no catalyst to Nikola outside of the rest of the space going topside. Only 2.5 minutes to go. It's been a fantastic morning all the way through. Thank you to you guys for some of the names that you put in here that we didn't notice. I mean, I hadn't noticed Bed Bath & Beyond until I saw over and over in the chat some people were talking about it, got to it, was able to take a quick little win when we looked at a higher time frame look on Bed Bath. I'm still holding it, but it is starting to come back in. So if you had it early, congratulations to you guys on that one. I just want to go back to Spirit Airlines, guys. It is breaking towards the high of the day. So you know, it was a good trade for the long side here, but it looks like it's trying to test through the top end of the opening range at 1765. If it cannot break that, I think it's a sell in the afternoon. But now we are ready for the earnings board. Let's go over to Brennan.
Yeah, I was talking about one of these that's coming up here. I believe it's aftermarket tonight. Sean, your favorite, PayPal of the year. It was decently higher on the day earlier, but has come back a bit. But 190, pretty good level for PayPal. Let's have a look, guys, at what's coming up on the earnings board aftermarket tonight or before the open tomorrow. Front and center, guys. PayPal.
Well, thank you, Brendan, for remembering that. And yeah, I said it a couple times. Yeah, I've loved PayPal. Any weakness, let's buy PayPal for sure. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Mondelez, I mean, look, there's lots of businesses here. It looks like we're getting away from the tech. I mean, obviously PayPal's there, but the big tech, a lot of that is reported there. Fox was overtaken by Disney, so we'll find out what's going on with that. Diamondback Energy there. FANG is the symbol, so we'll look to be some Diamondback Energy tomorrow as well.
Yeah, Sean, actually, that was the one I was pulling up right now, as you just mentioned, a FANG there. Not the actual FANGs, but a big run up already today going into these earnings. You're seeing it put a 6% move in. Just keep in mind, this stock has been under some pressure to say the least. I mean, it's been in a bit of a downward trend, so there are some levels that it's working its way up to. That you want to see if it can break back above this 2750 where it is right now, and then it's going to be testing a bit of a tight range. And this has been a very, very volatile name, and certainly should be one worth trading post earnings. Wowzers. Yeah, I'm already hungry as it is, but one more thing before we get out of here, guys. We got to see what National Day is.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, guys, thank you for trading with us this morning. It's going to be a super excited week. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe and catch us live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Our next video is available for you at the link I'm sending on the chat. And happy National Deviled Egg, everyone.
Deviled eggs. Yes, yes, and definitely. Those are absolutely delicious, worth the work, certainly. If you do like them, if you don't, to each their own. It is noon, guys. It is time for us to get out of here. This is the last, obviously, tomorrow is election day for those of you in the U.S. That's going to weigh heavily on those markets. Certainly in the afternoon, you're going to watch out to see if there are some volatile moves going into it. Most of the action, I think, is going to be post election, regardless of result or lack thereof. So stay tuned for that. One more thing before we get out of here, got to remind you guys, trading movies, a little bit of a fun take on our education channel. Although every single one of the names that we talk about here, both Sean, Brennan, and I, all three of us name our favorite trading movie and why. All of them worth a watch to learn from, and they're all very, very entertaining. Valeria has dropped a link on our Market Wisdom channel. Do check that one out. Speaking of, for Valeria, former man Sean Katina, and for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys.